Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to start Le Mans here in probably about 5 or 10 minutes. We've just had a few little things that have set us behind. We're getting everybody into the lobby right now. I hope everybody's looking forward to it. Going to be a good week. A lot of the racers were already looking forward to this week. So hopefully folks have been practicing. Hopefully everybody's rested up. Tonight we won't have the split that we had last week where we had Xbox the first night and PS4 the second night. Tonight it'll be PS4 first, and then Xbox will be running second this evening. So right now we're just getting all the PS4 guys into the lobby and prepared. And for those who are interested, yes, we have added the chat to many of the screens, and we already have Emily stepping in and laughing at Nick's subpar commentary.
Fuck you. It's double subpar, okay? Subpar does not begin to cover how poor it is.
He's an expert at being poor. It's huge.
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 Fucking huge.
Huge. Fucking huge.
There's no H in that word.
Hope everybody's doing well, though. As the lockdowns slowly come off and everyone's allowed to get out and do group rides, and we have videos last night of people failing to wheelie and deciding that a curb looked like something they could handle with a single wheel on a sport bike.
I missed that.
I'll have to show you later. It was good.
Please fucking do.
It was laugh-worthy. It was a 512 thing. I think that was the ride.
That would be why I didn't see it, but...
I think that was the ride that Cisneros or whoever put together.
No comment.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mess, but nevertheless amusing.
Also had, I think, a broken collarbone on LCR earlier today.
Did we?
Yes.
Oh my. Might not want to do that. You go to the hospital, you're going to get the Rona. That is
the fucking Rona.
That is simply a fact of life. You go to the hospital, you're getting the Rona.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
Exactly. I think we've got, one, maybe two more people we've got to add here first?
Garrett said to run it when everybody's green, and he's not green. So.
Okay. We are waiting on Hines to be green. I'm stoked, though. I'm always looking forward to race day these days. As a matter of fact, we've already had a few interesting possibilities for guest commentation, maybe.
Oh, have we?
We have, and they are actually genuinely interesting, but they will involve a few more conversations, so I won't say quite yet what they are.
Are these professional contacts or silly contacts?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. So, it will simply depend on what we can get to happen. Also, this week I had, we actually had a couple of the vendors asked us about, we had volunteered prizes, what's the words? And there had just not been enough communication, but we did have confirmation this week from Vito over at Ducati Austin. They are willing to contribute hats for the winners. 3 very cool MotoGP 2020 Ducati Austin hats that obviously, since GP 2020 didn't happen, he was like, hey, you guys can have some of those for it. So we're going to have those for our winners for the season. And he's going to be working out with Nick J. And I think we've heard a word from Wes over at MotoRangutan about a similar arrangement. So we will see what we get from that. And it looks like everybody is rated up at this point. We're about to start qualifying for Moto 3 with our PS4 guys at Le Mans. So let's cut over to that.
Wes over at MotoRangutan.
About
a similar arrangement. So we will see if we get from that. And it looks like everybody is rated up at this point.
Somebody's not muted. You need to mute whoever that is.
Chris is over there plugging everybody. Good.
Yeah, you need to mute whoever that is you forgot to mute. We had somebody whose voice we forgot to mute there, folks. My bad.
I could have swore they were all muted.
Yeah, you'll have to dig. We'll dig that up while we're doing qualifying.
Load, bitch.
We'll have to put an SSD into the race director machine at some point.
So is this track like somewhere near the endurance car track?
Okay.
Like, is it part of the same complex?
All right, and today the weather at Le Mans, we have decided for the rest of the season to start using proper weather at the tracks. So today is going to be a cloudy day. Going to make things a little bit cooler, going to make it so they can use those softer tire choices probably safely.
Gotcha. Yeah, the front straight, and I think they have Dunlop. Like, if you go under that first bridge there.
Oh, I guess you'll have to select whoever's. Hang on while we figure this out, folks.
We got grid lines or race lines.
Yeah, it actually works. It actually does work this time.
All right, hang on just a moment, folks, while we try to get that sorted out. I will cut over to a view from one of the racers as Nick tries to figure out what exactly our technical issue is here. We're still, of course. Oh, did you get it? It's right there, right there.
Okay. How do I PlayStation?
Hang on a second. Let me I might put it. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hang on a second.
This is very professional.
Yeah. This is a professional operation here, folks. Nothing but the best. Do that.
Okay.
There we go. You should be able to see it now. Alrighty, as we're watching qualifying here, folks. Sorry about the technical issues. We're still trying to get things completely sorted out.
Well, you picked the idiot to run that shit.
I know.
I don't hear voices anymore.
Okay, we may have our technical issues sorted at this point. Let's see.
I'm not convinced.
I ain't convinced either. I suspect we both suck at this. Alrighty.
I think we did.
I think we got that fixed. I think we managed to kill the voice coming in there. I think we finally found a bunch of settings that'll make it so we won't have too much crosstalk here. So far we are just under 7 minutes remaining in qualifying. So far, Hines is the only one to have put down more than a section or two, so I think everybody's taking their time getting things sorted out.
Harden's got one as well.
Oh, has he? Okay.
Yeah, 4 seconds back.
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah, I see. I was looking at the screen wrong. I'm an idiot. Oba's sitting at a 145. Harden about 4.5 seconds off of him. So we'll see what everybody can put down here. Too much having to think of the technical stuff.
Oba throws down a pretty solid lap.
Yep, that he does. I believe what I was seeing was that I think Moto3, the fastest you can see turned down in there is a 141, 142, something around there. I don't remember exactly. Let's take a look on board with Harden and see what he's doing there right now. He's got 2 personal bests so far in the first couple of sections, so it looks like he's finally starting to get things sorted out while we're about halfway through qualifying.
Things might change for Harden this time around. Earlier in a group chat, he was saying he might not drink tonight. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah,
if it's
is
faster
Harden,
or-
is he drunken master or is he sober master? We'll have to find that out the hard way as I sit there trying to suppress belch. Clearly, I'm a professional at this. Don't try this at home, kids.
Professional commentators should be
Yeah,
here as well.
Exactly. As we reach the 5-minute mark halfway through qualifying. Currently, Oba is still sitting in first. Hines, half a second down from him. At probably, I guess it's a 146.4, so he's a little bit behind. We'll see what they can do if they can bring that down a little further. Harden having knocked about a second more, about a second and a half off of his lap, so he's actually looking pretty good. If he can keep it up, he can go ahead and knock a little more time off. Maybe we'll see him really get in there today.
Yeah, as we've said, he's always got good qualifying time.
He does. He always does. And it's consistency. If he could get more consistent, then I think we'd see him be a lot more competitive. So hopefully he can do that today.
It's difficult to say if it's the drunken fist as the night progresses, or if it's the difficulty increase.
It's
as the
his
classes
Buddha
go.
palm. That's what it is.
God, it's a good movie. I mean, let me correct. It's a horrible movie, but that's a good movie.
Let's face it, most kung fu movies are bad movies, but good God, they're fun. Oh no! Why are we having trouble with his? Okay, all right. His stream decided to return to us. It doesn't completely hate us right now.
Most things do here.
Mostly they do. Looks though like this lap he's not gonna manage to bump much up from where he was. So I don't know. We'll see. He's got another 3.5 minutes remaining, so hopefully he can knock some more time off there and get higher up in there. Maybe he can get that second place. Maybe.
Looks like as usual here, Oba's kind of winning in the Moto 3 qualifying.
Yeah. Yep.
He's really solid on these little bikes.
Yep. Oba is super solid on the smaller bikes every time. Hell, let's be honest. He's solid in all the classes on our PS4 group. So.
But more so.
Yeah, it's definitely he's definitely stronger on the smaller bikes.
Hines not far behind though. Half a
Nope,
second.
sitting about a half second back. And a 145.8 still remaining our top in qualifying. We'll see if that changes as we're down to 2.5 minutes, which means anybody that's out doing a lap right now, you might see a couple more laps out of them. Oh, that one was probably an invalid lap for stepping over the line that far.
I don't know if that was a frame rate or rendering issue, but it definitely looked like he had that front wheel locked into that corner.
Yeah, the prediction, the internet client prediction is a little wonky for the director. There's part of the reason I keep the streams on, people. As a matter of fact, I thought I had grabbed his. I don't know, maybe I forgot to add it in. I'll have to grab that because I thought I had it.
If history shows, we'll have Heinz Street to end with. So
Yep.
They're all staying fairly consistent. Doesn't look like we're going to get any qualifying.
Yep.
Anything competitors.
Doesn't look like people are going to manage to change it much. Oba even managing to turn down a group record on the first section. So he's probably going to knock a little time off if he can stay consistent. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think.
Low on the other ones for himself, though.
Yep. It looked like his lap might have been invalidated, but we'll see. Hines still half a second down. Harden still another 3.2 seconds off. I think he ran out. Yep. Oba's still at a 145.8. I think that's going to be our fastest as we are under a minute remaining in qualifying for Moto 3.
He's really using every inch of that track.
He does. Hey man, they built the whole track. You might as well use the whole thing. We'll see if he can set that time any faster. Yeah, it looks like Harden's lap is unfortunately invalidated.
Looks like Oba is cooking. That's 2 session bests in sector.
Ooh, very nice. Yep, Oba may manage to move things up far enough. Again, Hines, yep, Hines also setting his own record. The only problem with that is when they're both on the same lap, it doesn't compare them against each other. It compares them both against the previous. Yeah, so it doesn't exactly give you an idea until the end of the lap which one managed to do better there. But it looks like they're both definitely at it today. They're both definitely looking to win this one.
Session best as well.
Yep.
Hines with the sector 2. They're
Wow. Yeah.
trying pretty hard right now.
All right. We'll see what they can do with this.
Coming up on these closing corners.
Yep. You have two like hard, basically 90-degree turns, but then this just deceptive sweeper coming off the front straight that suddenly hits into the chicane, and it's a really odd feeling track for that sweeper alone. You just have no idea what's coming up when you're not really familiar with it.
5-7.
Oh my, manages to knock another 10th off. Not bad. My Hines manages to move down. Wow. Leaving Oba 0.2 seconds behind him. Not a bad lap from Hines. A 1:45.562. Very nice. Harden manages to not move down at all with, oh my God, I'm forgetting who Kentai is. Why am I forgetting who that is? Oh, I need to put that on a spreadsheet. I still haven't done it. I'm irresponsible.
Hines in first, Oba in second. I don't know who in third.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who Kentai was. I'm an idiot. I know they pointed out to me once before. I have forgotten who that is. But yes, there are your standings coming into the to Moto3 for the PS4.
Go ahead and give the competitors 60 seconds to get their final setups done.
Yep. Allowing him to change tires, allowing him to get everything ready.
Actually, no, this one yeah, it's hit ready again. Whoops. Now there's 6 seconds begin to make those final tire changes, to make those final suspension setups. The interesting thing about this game is it really is true to the tire allotment that you would have in an actual race series.
Yep.
So you can scrub in a set of tires. You need to be careful in qualifying if you were going to run softs during the race.
And we did. I had the discussion. It was kind of funny. Hines and I were talking about this. He did a little experimenting. And he found that once a set of tires has been scrubbed in, what changes is how fast they heat.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
quicker.
Yeah, it changes how quickly they heat up once you're running. So it actually makes it quicker to get the heat into them once they're broken in correctly. So it was like, okay, yes, you're going to lose a little bit of wear, so you have to decide, okay, do I want to break a set in? Am I going to run these in the race? So that is a bit of a strategy thing that is involved in getting things set up correctly. Alrighty, and here we are, ready to start Moto3 on the PS4 at Le Mans. Hines sitting in first, Oba sitting in second, Kintaw sitting in third. If I remembered whose name it was, I would tell you, but I've forgotten it for right now. And they're off. Oba managing to get the whole shot immediately, pushing ahead of Hines with a good start.
These little Moto3 bikes are funny off the line.
Yeah.
Just pedal faster.
Yeah, you got to give it definitely a pedal. You got to give it the Flintstones movement to get them going. Harden managing to actually hold on to third for the moment. Oh my, is Hines getting all over Oba. He is not going to let this be any kind of runaway this time.
Wow, he's got proper tire choice.
Yeah, we actually gave him time to do that this time, so maybe he can win a race. Hines all over Oba, not letting him go. Less than a tenth of a second between the two. And the nice part about this track is it seems like, from what I was seeing, a lot of the turns you can use for passing. It's very, very solid for that. In fact, probably the only places you can't are in the chicanes, which would be 2 and 3, I believe. And the second chicane, which I don't remember which turn numbers that is. Yep, just pull up the track map here to make sure I know what I'm looking at.
Oba pulling away a bit from Hines. Just about a second off.
Yep, Oba managing to stretch out that lead a little bit. We'll see if it keeps up as we get around the track. As they're coming into the last 2 turns for the first lap.
From our unknown name competitors.
Yeah, Harden is falling way back there. It looks like the separation between our 2 leads and the rest of the pack is sitting at 7 seconds. And oh my!
No,
Hines goes down hard, loses the tail. Man, that's going to cost him. As Oba puts down a 1:49 for his first lap. And that was rough.
That puts Hines about 5 seconds back.
Yep.
That's going to hurt on this one. Might
Oba is
crash
just
Oba.
stretching the field out at this point. As it looks like we're having a little bit of contact in the back of the pack. Looking back at Harden. Oh my! Harden sees a wreck right in front of him, takes advantage of it, and works his way into 4th and 3rd, and he is past the rest of the pack. Now what it's going to take is, if Hines makes any more mistakes and Harden can stay consistent, we might wind up with there being a hard fight for 2nd. We will see. But for now, it looks like our big fight is going to wind up being for 3rd. If our other 2 competitors can catch up to Harden,
We've got a much better fight going on for 4th and 5th. They're real close. They've been swapping places so much that we're not getting proper timing data.
Yep.
I wish we knew their names.
Yeah, we will leave Harden on the track for now. To take a look at our fight between 4th and 5th. Both of these 2 looking to catch up to Harden, which you can see they're getting a look at him already. Definitely hurrying to get there. Harden having to struggle to stay ahead. He's only got a second or 2. On Kintaw sitting in 4th, and Benjamin sitting back in 5th.
Kenton's definitely stretched that lead out from Benjamin.
Yep.
It's coming up on Harden pretty quick.
That he is. I mean, he was our 3rd place during qualifying, so clearly he's quick. And maybe, if he can be more consistent, he can get past Harden and get into that 3rd place slot. Up at the front of the pack, Oba still just continuing to stretch that lead out over Hines. And both of them continuing to stretch things out over Harden, as he is now 8 seconds behind our 2nd place slot. Oh!
No.
Kinta goes down, loses it, and that'll put him back in 5th. The Vengeance sitting back in 4th place, trying to catch up to Harden. Very stretched out race this time, and Oba just dominating this one like crazy. He is just gone over the rest of the group.
5.5 seconds.
Yep. He continues to stretch it out over Hines, which is a bit of a surprise with how often those 2 are incredibly competitive with each other. It's a surprise to see him get that far ahead.
Maybe on lap 4 with the gaps we have.
Yep.
We might already have a set podium.
Yep. That is the problem with the smaller bikes. It's once a lead's created on these little guys, they depend on carrying speed through the turn. There's not a ton of acceleration. So if you just fall over, if you make a mistake, the lead just gets stretched out incredibly quick. And there's not much you can do to catch back up just because of the fact that the bikes just don't accelerate that fast. Harden now finding himself almost 11 seconds behind Hines. Oba not stretching out much more over Hines. Hines still sitting about 5.5 seconds behind Oba.
Harden is holding off vengeance.
Yep, Harden is holding off our 4th and 5th place, so he may manage to go ahead and pull a podium out of this. Oba just positive. I'll tell you right now, what makes Oba able to dominate so well is that he is able to keep a solid lap time, but he's consistent. As you saw, he was even more consistent than Hines is. Hines is consistently quick on the bigger bikes, but man, Oba on these smaller bikes, he doesn't make mistakes. Yep. Manages to just stay fast and stay consistent and just stretches it out.
It's aimbot.
Yeah. Clearly he's using wall hacks and aimbots. That's what's going on here.
Hines pulled about 3/10 in this last lap up on Oba, but 3/10 is not going to be enough to make it happen.
Yep. Hines still about 5 seconds behind Oba, trying to catch up to him. We'll see if he can actually do it. I am not sure. We'll get on board with Hines here for a moment and see what he's doing. And you'll notice he's always got a solid line. He's always quick. It's just a matter of remaining consistent. That's his problem. If he can do it, he can catch up. But man, once Oba gets out ahead of you and he's hot on a lap, he is gone. And yeah, it looks like Hines has everything dialed in as he prefers, and he only had the one wreck. But it's just that Oba won't make a mistake. But he's got him in sight. There it is. We're coming into the final lap. These are the last 2 turns. This is 13 and 14. He's heading into the straight.
He's in sight, but that's still 4 seconds.
Yeah, it's a long way to catch up on these little bikes. Again, it's all down to if Oba makes no mistakes, he takes this race. That's the thing, too. That almost, it's like there's a lot of folks, oh, maybe it sounds obvious, don't make a mistake and you win a race, but it really is the case that if there's a person behind you not making mistakes, oh man, it is all on you to not screw up.
It happens even on the highest tiered, highest paid professionals. Yep. Look at Marquez at Coda last year.
Yep. It's all down to not making mistakes.
Yep. All he had to do was maintenance laps. In fact, he could have gone slow.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, as they come into that front straight, and like I said, this turn right here, it's incredibly deceptive. Hard brakes through the chicane. And you can see that he's trying to be as late on those brakes as he can to catch up to Oba. He was only 3.5 seconds behind on this lap. So Hines has been consistently pushing a better lap than Oba for about the last lap or 2. Now down to only 2.9. Yeah, Hines has been driving consistently well. After that one mistake, man, he's fighting to make it up, but I just don't think it's going to be soon enough for him.
To do it in a lap would be very tough, but he's got good tires left.
Yep.
He's got proper heat tires.
He can go as insane as he wants. You're absolutely right. Like, especially on these smaller bikes, it's not going to heat up too fast, so he can be really aggressive on his tires. But does he want to risk losing the second place in the process? That's the problem. The harder you push, the more of a risk you have. You can lose what you got.
I'm not sure he knows what gap he has, but in reality, it's 17 seconds. He could probably crash and still maintain second.
Yep.
But it really is Oba's race to lose.
Yep. Meanwhile, Harden has solidly got a hold of third. If he makes no more mistakes, he's got the race in third. But our first and second fight coming down to Oba and Hines. Oh, and Kintar crashes out again. So that just puts him completely out of possibility of reaching anywhere on the podium. Excuse me. Harden wheeling for his penultimate lap for some reason. And crossing the start finish, you've got Oba sitting in first, Hines sitting in second. We will pop back to our other competitors. As Harden crosses the line.
Third.
Yep, into a third place finish. Hines managed to close that gap to under 2 seconds.
That's impressive.
That is. I mean, he didn't get first, but God, that was a hell of a push. He came from almost a 6-second deficit, and he made up 4 seconds. That was not bad.
I'd love to hear.
And he had, as no surprise, he had the fastest lap in the race right there, a 1:45.906. So yes, he was absolutely flying for that one.
I'd like to hear from Oba if he was, if Harden was actually catching him, or if Oba was doing maintenance laps.
Yeah, it is.
That'd
It
be
is a good
interesting.
question. It really is. But that being said, solid work from Hines. His one mistake cost him. Otherwise, he would have been in there and he could have won against Oba. So that was solid. Maybe the next race, maybe in Moto 2, will have a bit of a better chance.
I think it'll be more competitive the faster we go.
It's very likely. It seems like Hines is always more competitive on the faster classes. Maybe that's what he practices more. I'm not quite sure.
Probably, but
Yep.
over in the chat, good race boys from Ashley.
Yep.
And Colin with Oba's timing is clean.
Yep.
Definitely
It certainly is. Oba is just, my God, he is massively consistent on the smaller bikes. And yeah, you can see there's Hines with a 10th second faster on the fastest lap, but Oba's just more consistent for the Moto 3. Alrighty, we're going to take a brief break, and we will be back for Moto 2 at Le Mans on the PS4. Okay, folks, and we are just starting qualifying. As everybody is currently working on getting settings correct. Nobody has quite completed a lap yet. There we go. Now we're starting to run. And for those who are unfamiliar with the way we do the format here, generally you have a 10-minute qualifying during which whoever turns down your fastest lap, that sets your placing. Of course, right now, this is our PS4 guys running at Le Mans on Moto 2.
Back to the ever delicious velvet pie.
Oba, starting out early and, of course, finishing a section, setting a good time on it so far. 8.5 minutes remaining on qualifying. Looks like everybody has gotten through the first section at this point, save for Vengeance.
Still in the pits?
Yep, I think he is still in the pits getting things set up, or maybe taking a brief break. You know what's disappointing? We don't have Miller this week. I thought we would.
Do not. With some of the scheduling confusion, there were some people
Yep, probably thanks to the scheduling confusion. Folks, we will definitely be sorting that out. That got a little fouled up. We will try to have that fixed from here on in. We've actually, I was talking with Jay about it, and we may, at one point, move, he was thinking maybe the Xbox guys over to Saturday night, if enough of them were available for it. And we could do Saturday night, Sunday night at the same time. What?
Yeah, I mean, whatever works for the competitors.
Yep. Whatever they're interested in, I'm good with all that for right now. All right, as we have Harden and Oba just about to finish up laps, so we'll see what we're going to get set here today. 7.5 minutes remaining. Oba putting down a 139.3, not bad at all. And Harden, 2 seconds behind him, so a 141. No, not looking bad at all.
Oba crashing out, unfortunately, so he's lost that next lap.
Well, he may have been. Oh, he didn't step into the pits. Who knows? Maybe he's pulling a Marquez. I'm gonna go ahead and go out and set a lap, and then just go relax. maybe that's the plan.
I thought you meant the run for your extra bike after you break the first one.
That's what it is.
You ever seen controversy about that?
Was that a controversy?
Yes, because there
Really?
was still an active bike on the track when he jumped on his backup bike.
Oh,
So one could argue that he had two machines on the track at the same time.
I did not realize there was a rule about that. I figured if it was wrecked, it was not considered active.
Okay, wasn't right.
Oh, okay. So that was okay. Yeah, that was the case where he didn't wreck.
He broke the transmission, jumped the pit wall.
I'm sorry. When we're talking about Marquez, I expect it to be wrecked. What can I say? it's what I expect out of him. All right, let's see. Hines. Oh my, he is definitely hot on this lap. Looking like he's got 2 sections already setting group bests. He's definitely coming for Oba this time. Let's see how it's looking from his view.
Vengeance has a crash there.
Yep. Not as big a deal during qualifying. You can generally just get back out there and give it another shot.
Still got about 6 minutes, so yeah,
Yep.
they're doing all right on time.
Part of the fun with the Moto 2 bikes, the fact that you can just pick whichever livery you like the most. There ain't no difference. Just pick the one you think is prettiest and drive that one.
Oba likes pink today. I'd like some blue.
Man, and there it is. Hines manages to go ahead and leave Oba half a second behind him. And that was not a bad lap at all. A 138.7. We'll see if Oba can reply.
Harden not far behind that.
No, he is not looking bad. Hopefully during the actual race, he can manage to stay consistent. Like I said, it was last time that the Harden is always decent in qualifying. It's just a matter of putting down consistent laps once he's actually in the race. That's the hard part. Oba in the first section, managing to beat what Hines had done there, but second and third sections, not so much. He's going to have to really smoke his way through the end of the track to put down a better time, hitting the second set of chicanes.
It does look like he's trying pretty hard in this last sector.
Yep, here it comes. 13 and 14. Oh, I think he was out. I think that might have been an invalid lap.
It still counts. And it does count.
It does count, okay. He is 0.4 behind Hines still, though. He doesn't manage to catch quite up to him. Not looking bad at all, though. We'll see if he can go ahead and bring more of that time down. Vengeance setting his own personal best for the last couple of sections.
Sector 3
And
as
the
well.
third, yep.
He's going to make a good jump here.
Yep, he is speeding up. Oh, and then he wrecks. No, wait, that was
Kintaw.
Kintaw. I'm sorry. My bad.
They are on the same machine here, so they
Yeah.
get a little confusing.
Yeah. Oh, man. Messing with my head.
We have two number 34s in this race.
Alrighty. We'll see what Oba can do here. 2 sections.
Same with
And Hines. My, Oba and Hines doing their normal competing with each other.
Vengeance picking up almost 15
Wow.
seconds on that lap.
That was solid. Very good lap. Only sitting 5 seconds off the lead, 5.5. That's the difference. I had Hines point this out to me. The times during qualifying in the game are shown off the lead. They are never shown off of whoever's in front of them.
Unlike the race.
During the race, they're shown off who's in front of you. Everybody is shown off of lead in the actual qualifying laps.
Kintaw has another crash.
Oh,
At
man.
this rate, he might not put down a qualifying lap.
Hopefully he will. But then again, it may just be, hey, I'm getting my time in to get used to the track. That is the case sometimes.
Practice.
Oh, man, it's Harden has an off. We will see what happens next for him.
But Hines went ahead and set another fastest lap for us in 1:38.5.
Good God.
He's moving.
Yep, we've got 2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in qualifying. And that gives enough time for maybe a couple more laps for anybody running a decent pace. Let's see if Harden can put himself a decent time. He's still 2.7 seconds down off the lead.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Kintaw, finish some laps, bro. Get in there and get it done.
Well, maybe he's learning where the crash spots are.
Yep. I can tell you right now, it's coming into the 2 chicanes on the track. They're very tricky, because as you can see, you've got this sweeper on the front that comes into a chicane that it's very sudden. Yeah, it's got that little jink to it too, and it's just very sudden, very hard to deal with. And then you've got that second chicane coming right off the end of the back straight. So it's 2 very tricky moments on the track that just come up on you really quick, and if you're not quite used to them yet, they're gonna eat you. Hines continuing to set down a really screaming fast pace.
He'll, if he doesn't screw it up, he'll set another fastest lap for us here.
Yep, let's sit on board with him for a moment and see how it's looking from his perspective.
He really seems to do better at the faster bike class.
Yeah, he needs a faster bike. It is, I mean, it's all about that rhythm, and if your rhythm only... Come on, you almost had the lap set there, bro.
Thanks, Hines.
But if your rhythm is accustomed to those faster bikes... Oh, he did actually manage, he did finish the lap, okay. I didn't think he had. All right, so he set it to a 1:38.1. I don't think he's going to go out for another lap, but that is not bad. That's going to be hard to beat. Oba's still sitting 0.79 seconds, so 0.8 basically seconds behind him.
Harden picking it up a little bit as well.
Yep. Let's see if Harden can do it.
Kintaw has invalidated this lap, so he really might not hit
yeah.
qualifying time.
I don't think he's going to get in a finishing lap. That's going to leave him at the same place in the pole, but hopefully that's given him enough of a look at the track that he'll be okay during the race.
Yeah, there's no restrictions on practice time for these guys, so it's really how much time they want to put into it.
Yep.
I guess the other factor is what class they're practicing the most.
Yes, that absolutely is it. And I would suggest to people that aren't as familiar with the game, the best thing to do is pick a class you're most comfortable with and work your ass off at that. That's generally the best strategy there. Just find the class that you're good at that's going to get you the most points. And it's going to give you the best understanding for the other classes.
Well, I can't make a lap in this game, so that's why I'm here.
Those who can do, those who can't commentate. All right, is Hines, yep, he's decided to sit it out in the pits. Oba, I don't think he's going to have it quite. He did good. He put down, he's only 0.65 off of Hines, but he didn't quite manage to catch up and get that pole slot.
Hines might be on his way for his quickest lap.
Well, Harden, actually. I know it's confusing, 2 H's.
The H's.
We're going to need one of you to put like a J in there or something. That way it will still be the same thing, but we can recognize it when we're thinking about it in our heads. And Harden, wow, he does manage to speed up. He winds up only 1.9 seconds off the pole position. Not bad at all.
Really good numbers from everybody here. The question will be is, can they keep it up?
Yep.
Vengeance did set... No, it was Kentall that was having troubles. He did set down a qualifying lap ahead of Vengeance.
Yeah, I'm wondering how the game figured that one out. I'm wondering if it just went ahead and put in
that last lap. We weren't paying attention to it.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe I didn't see that. Alrighty. Kentall at the last second, moving himself up into 4th.
Small enough grid to where I don't really think it matters, but...
The tiniest bit it does. Makes it easier to get that whole shot being on the front line. And the first turn in this race isn't one where everybody winds up just destroying each other immediately.
Don't give them too much credit yet.
Yeah, we'll see. We're now getting into the first class that really goes fast. So we'll see what happens from there.
Giving our competitors that minute to get their final tire selections, bike setup going.
Yep. I wouldn't be surprised to see some softs being used. And as a matter of fact, I'm watching a couple of the guys put softs on the front because, of course, it is cloudy out there, and 19, for those of you that needed an American, would be about a 70-degree day, which is safe enough to run a soft tire on generally, at least on the front, if not on the rear.
About 30 seconds left for the race start.
Yep, we are just waiting on everybody to get done here, getting things sorted out. Yep, only Vengeance waiting at this point. He's getting things sorted. I'm sure he's getting his settings all together there.
Or he forgot to ready up and...
Yeah, it could be that too. That is always a possibility. Alrighty. And we are just about to start Moto 2 for Le Mans on the PS4. It does a 5-second countdown. Be patient, sir.
There is no patience in this chair. Fucking patience. God.
All right, as we get ready to start your front row, Hines, Oba, and Harden. Your second row, Kentall and Vengeance. And here we go. Once again, watching Hines and Oba shoot off in the front, but this time Hines manages to avoid letting Oba get the whole shot on him, and he is off and running. Oh my, the entire pack really sticking together as Kentall manages to climb ahead of Harden. Oh, and a great attempt at a pass on the outside. Maybe he'll get it. No! Oba does not get past Hines, but it was definitely close. Harden managing to stay close to the pair of them. We'll take a look at it from his view as we can see the fight between our first, second, and third here. Look at this. Harden managing to hang in there. Oba and Hines crawling out ahead, but Oba just not managing to catch up to Hines this time. It is that faster. Oh, no! Harden goes down hard. That was rough. Vengeance crashes out on the same turn as well. Not easy. Not easy to handle there as they head into the second set of chicanes. And heading into 11, Hines staying out ahead of Oba, but Oba not letting go, showing that consistency he did in the previous races. He is definitely all over Hines. Hines is not allowed to make mistakes. Oba has told him, yes, I will be clinging right to your back end, and Harden goes down again, unfortunately. Yep, that was bad. We'll see what happens there. Oba and Hines having a great fight, though.
Pulling away from Kentoff, but Kentoff being very smooth and consistent, unlike what we saw from him in qualifying.
Look off the rear of Hines as you're watching the fight between him and Oba. Look at him. That is a great corner exit, just stretching it out on Oba. Sitting almost a second ahead now.
Gained about half a second that lap.
Yep.
Very impressive.
Yep, he is really nailing those exits and being solid on his entrances. That's the one thing I've noticed of everyone I've watched that we've had on both of our classes, PS4 and Xbox. If there's one thing Hines is always amazing on, it's his braking. And then when he can nail his exits as well, he just leaves whoever's behind him. The braking alone, you'll watch Oba, I've noticed, be more consistent on exits. But on the days when, or in the classes, when Hines is able to nail both, he's gone. He absolutely disappears.
Kentoff sticking about 4.5 seconds behind Oba in third.
Yep.
Harden, 6 seconds behind him. Not
Oh,
bad
man.
for the amount of crashes we see.
Yep. I'm hoping he can catch it back up, hoping he can be consistent and get back in there. Meanwhile, the battle between our first and second remaining close as they head in, about to start their third lap, and there it is. Oh, but now 1.1 seconds down off of Hines. It's definitely getting stretched out. Hines is really doing well this time in Moto 2. Coming into the chicanes. Look at the line through there, just really great, and you could hear just throttling everything correct. He knew what he was doing there. Yep, into the downhill section. Coming up around 5 and 6. 7 will be another full out, not quite hairpin, but definitely a 180-degree turn. He comes flying out of there. 8 has a couple of, it's basically a double apex through 8, with a couple of 90-degree turns. Out and around. Oba now down to 1.3 seconds. Look at Hines nail that exit. He is just gone down the back straight. Yep.
Harden's catching back up as well. He's up to 5.5 seconds from Kentoff. Kentoff's been pretty consistent on Oba. He's running the same pace, but made a couple mistakes back early.
Yep, those early mistakes can cost you with these two out front. All right, his Hines pulls ahead of Oba. Man, look at this. Coming into 13-14. And aggressive out of it, stretches that lead back out. But Oba did manage, it looked like he managed to close a little of the gap, and he did. He's at 0.9 seconds behind Hines now. It is all on Hines not to make mistakes. Oh my God, and there it is! Right as I say it, Oba just flies past him. Oh man. And there it goes. Oba capitalizing on Hines' mistake and already 2.2 seconds ahead.
That was a big crash.
That was a massive mistake on Hines' part. And with it being Oba, he hasn't made a mistake yet this race. There's a good chance he won't. And that might be it for Hines if he doesn't really stay in it.
Lap 4-6. There's time.
Wow, that was rough though. Wow, that was rough.
That might have been the biggest mistake in Moto2.
Yep, that might have decided it right there. Man, he had it going and just lost it in that turn, and Oba just always sitting there waiting for the mistake. All right, as they head through the second set of chicanes.
Hines is catching fast.
Yeah, he is.
1.6.
Hines with a vengeance coming up on Oba. there, like I said, on this track, it is not as wide as some other tracks, but there are a lot of turns that give you passing possibilities. Let's see what we've got here. Yep, Hines has gotten it down to just a second lead. Definitely competitive. Let's see how we're looking here, actually, from Hines' view. Look at him just flying into this turn, incredibly aggressive. I know that Hines doesn't actually need the indicators for where you're supposed to brake or anything, but that kind of lets you know how aggressive he's being. You can see how he's coming into those turns as hot as he possibly can. Look at him. He is just all over it. Already.
Harden lost a bit of time there.
Yep. Penultimate lap with Hines trying to catch up to Oba. Always these two at each other's throats in every one of our races.
Down to 1.2. Actually, that's up to 1.2.
Yep. Oba has managed to stretch out the lead a little bit. Again, it's that consistency that he's got that makes him just it's such a bad idea to get behind him.
As Harden has another little crash under the pressure.
Too bad.
Maintains his position in fourth, though.
Yep, our third, fourth, and fifth. Third and fourth having third being about 13 seconds off the leaders, fourth being about 13 seconds off of that. So currently looking like it's just a battle for first and second right now. Maybe we'll get a battle for third, but it'll only be if Harden makes another mistake. No! Hines! Oh, he was so close. He was catching up, and he has another wreck. Oba likely going to capitalize on that. Vengeance goes down again. Having difficulty.
Sixth there.
Yep.
He doesn't quite have the live data we do, but he's got a considerable gap. He will finish second.
Oh, man. It's going to be probably impossible for Hines. It would require Oba making a mistake. And Oba goes down! Oh, my! We'll see if Hines can capitalize. And there it is! Hines can see Oba at this point. And now we've got an actual race for the final lap here.
Hines needs to be very careful if you look at his
here it is, coming into 7.
His rear tire is very hot.
It is definitely getting warm, and he is looking inside. Excellent pass. Good pass by Hines. Oh, my! As they're coming into the second hairpin. Look at this. Look at these two fighting for it. Oh, man. Yeah, this is going to be a solid fight. Heading up to the finish line. Second set of chicanes. Here they come. Very tight into the turn. Hines manages to stay ahead, but barely. Only 0.17 seconds ahead. Coming in very hot. Oh, my. Look at this. Let's see what we've got from behind here. We can see the actual fight between Oba and Hines. Oba all over him. Oh, no! And Oba goes down.
Turn 14.
And that is it. Hines manages to get across the finish line first. Oba in second. Wow, what a finish. Oba just losing it in turn 14 right at the end of the final turn. And just can't catch Hines. Man, oh man, that is unexpected from Oba. He was having such a good race, having his normal consistency, and then just lose it at the last second.
Good job, boys. Good
yeah,
racing.
Very solid fight. Very, very good. Kenta looking like he's going to go ahead and pick up third here, and Harden goes down again. Oh, man.
Maybe he is drinking.
Maybe he was. He did manage to turn down a 140, so he had the best of everybody off the podium. But look at the difference between the best laps in the race for Oba and Hines.
Wow.
They were right on each other for that race. That was solid.
They are really evenly matched competitors.
They really are.
It's really coming down to who makes a mistake. Oba tends not to make mistakes, but that was a very crucial one.
Yep.
Made, on that last lap.
That was a surprise for me. Oba usually being so consistent, and just 2 mistakes in a single race. That is a surprise coming out of Oba. He must have just gotten nervous after the first one, and And there went the second one.
You know, mistakes happen.
Yep, it certainly does. All right, folks. Well, there's your results for your PS4 Moto 2 on Le Mans. And we will be back in a moment for MotoGP on Le Mans for your PS4 guys. Thanks for watching. Okay, folks, it looks like we've got qualifying going for GP already. We'll go ahead and flip over to what's happening here right now. You're looking at over there, having put down Harden having put down a 135.3 already. Kentog 2 seconds off of that. Vengeance sitting almost 8 seconds off of that. That we have. Looks like one of our wild cards joined. Oba putting down a 133.8. Harden only 1.5 seconds off of it. We'll see how he looks. Yep, all he has is just consistency. That's his weakness.
Harden picked up a lot of time. Oba on this lap, not really setting the world on fire.
Yeah, Oba not looking like he's pushing too hard on it. Yeah, we'll see what he can do. And of course, Hines still working on setting his first lap. And Vengeance out with a wreck there. We'll see if he can do any better on his next lap. Alrighty, as we're trying to get things arranged for our future races as well.
Hines is setting the world on fire, however.
Oh
About to get
my.
his time in.
Yeah, Hines 3 sections at race best, or qualifying best. And there it is, a 133.031. Yeah, leaving Oba behind by almost a second. That is not bad at all.
Looks like Vengeance doing all the qualifying crashing. Traded place with Kentov his last time.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on there. Alrighty. Yeah, I know that. I believe both Oba and Hines run the Suzukis for the simple fact that apparently they are, well, obviously not from what you can see there, but apparently the best handling bikes in the field currently.
Well, Kawasaki's at the most horsepower.
Yeah, for some reason we don't have any Kawasaki's in this. I wonder why that is.
This is less fun when Brandon isn't here.
I'm sure Brandon will see it at some point and cry some more. Oba's still 0.7 seconds down off of Hines as Hines goes ahead and in his first section manages to be fastest in the group again. Harden putting down his personal bests for this current lap. We'll see. He may go ahead and close that gap just a little more between him and the podium. Or, excuse me, him and the front row for qualifying. And there it is, 1.6 seconds off of Hines. He is definitely not slow this time, and oh, yes.
That tosses it.
Yep, Oba throws it out.
Get the crashes out of the way here. Just don't win the race.
Yep, get them done in qualifying. That way you don't got to do it during the real thing. Hines goes down. Still it is 133.0.
He was just used to kick.
Yep. And 3 minutes remaining in qualifying. Looking like Hines might manage to go ahead and take pole position for this.
Really good work from our top three.
Yep.
Harden really hanging in there.
Yep. If Harden can remain this consistent during the race, hopefully this time he'll actually be in there in the running.
He gets that mom spaghetti syndrome.
Yeah. It is true. Mom's spaghetti is always a problem before the race. And Oba, first section, putting down a group best. Maybe. Oh, not quite. He put down a personal best on the second session. maybe if he can be great through the third, no, that'll be invalid right there.
The game didn't flag it. I won.
That is the problem. There are a couple of those double apex, just brutal turns on either end of this circuit, and those can be really hard to. Oh,
through the
man! Wow, that wasn't the quite kind of exit you want from the turn.
Thank goodness this is not in 3D.
Yeah.
I'd have pissed myself.
Yeah. That have scared me. Yeah, I don't think Oba's going to manage to catch Hines on this one. We have a minute and a half remaining. That'll give him one more lap to give it a shot.
Frankly, I can't figure out how the game figures its last lap mechanics.
I think it's only if they have if they are currently on lap that they get to finish it. As far as I know, I don't think it gives them another one after
I
that.
was under that impression as well, but I think I saw 2 laps in Moto 2.
Okay.
Or Moto 3, I'm really not sure.
It also may. I haven't looked into the mechanics entirely. It may also depend on if there's somebody else on the track that was further along than them, that they'll get to finish theirs and continue.
I do believe Oba's playing with a little bit of the reset feature qualifying. Don't have much experience with it, but it's a feature of the game rewind over it.
Yeah.
Something that we've screwed up. Kind of interesting.
Well, on that one, I think he reset to the flying lap because you can see it wasn't showing anything, and then it popped him back to starting the first section again. So he just reset to flying lap there. Alrighty. As he's coming up, he's going to have to really burn it through the rest of the track. This first section, he was not exactly setting the world on fire. And meanwhile, Harden wrecks out again. Oh, man! Oba goes down hard, just having trouble making it work today.
Bringing up that backup bike.
Yep. But our separation between positions, not that much this time. We've got 4-second separations. You can see 4th, 5th, and 6th, they're all only about 4.5 seconds off of first place.
I think this is it. If we're correct in the way the game is qualifying,
Yeah.
across
The random number generator it uses to determine how it's going to do everything. Yeah. All right, there we go. Okay. So there's your starting grid for MotoGP at Le Mans on the PS4. Le Mans. Yes. Hines sitting in first, Oba sitting second, Harden sitting third to finish out your front row. Vengeance, Kintaw, and our wild card Rude to finish out your second row. Alrighty, as we pop over to the pits to let everybody do their tire selections, suspension settings, and finalize everything for the race.
According to the rider tip here, I don't think we're satisfying any team objectives. All right, 60 seconds on the clock for the competitors to get everything together. Seeing some medium tire selections going on here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if on the GP bikes they're consuming a little more tire than they do on those smaller classes. That's the other part too. I'm betting that the consumption of tires that you see in the earlier races can give you a hint as to how much you can get away with on GP at a particular track, if you're not quite sure.
Definitely. Seeing a couple last-minute suspension changes as well. Feels gutsy to me, being that you're not necessarily sure how it's going to respond, and you're committed on the full race.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you realized, oh, here's a gentle adjustment I need, and you give it one tick here or there, it might be safe to do.
Potentially. Definitely potentially. Seeing a hard tire come out there on the rear. 2 seconds remaining. Okay, looks like everybody's in.
Alrighty. We're about to get things started. And here we go. Starting a race for GP on the PS4 at Le Mans. Hines, Oba, and Harden on your front row. And here we go. We will see how this one plays out.
This PlayStation here has been fairly good about avoiding aspects.
Yep, so far that has been the case on this one, but GP always makes things faster, so we'll see. A little bit of rubbing there.
Between Oba and Harden, it looks like.
Yep.
Tall and Vegas on.
Oh man, Oba! Eating a wreck first thing on the first lap. Falling back to 5th, maybe even further, as Hines flies ahead.
Room pulls up into 3rd.
Yep.
Nope.
Kentall managing to pass him up. Harden trying to stay on top of Hines. Only a little more than a half a second behind him. Oba goes down again. Oh my.
We talked about his
Yep, that's what we did. Well, we did mention, though, that it seemed like the smaller classes are where he's stronger. And that is absolutely shown to be the case here.
Hines really opening up that gap already. 1.2 seconds on the part. Kentall 1.1 behind.
Oh, man, that is rough. Already, as Harden still hanging on to Hines as best as he can. You can see here the push, looking to catch him. We'll see what he can do. Yep, hitting turn 12. Flying out of it. Down into 13, 14, and this will put him on the front straight. Harden swinging wide and losing a bit from Hines. Hines just taking off in that straight. Oba down again. Clearly just probably nerves after that first initial wreck. Man, Oba just having a really rough day. And it's on Harden to try and catch up to Hines if Oba can't get it together. Oh no, and Harden loses it.
Let's Kentall up into
Yep,
second.
Kentall flies up in there. Definitely looking, and you can see Hines trying to catch Kentall or Harden trying to catch Kentall and Hines. Man, he is all over it.
Kentall in the first.
Yep. Just flying past Hines.
Oba down again.
Oh man, Oba just not able to put it together for this race. And that Honda just flying ahead of the Suzuki and the Yamaha.
Well, it's the Kawasaki green he's got going on.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Is it putting the Kawasaki green on it that makes it faster?
That is worth at least 10 horsepower.
Coming into 13 and 14. Managing to hold it in pretty tight. Swinging a little wide on the exit there. Front end picking up as he flies in there, and we start the third lap of 7 that we do here. Hines just edging him out, telling you, first place is mine. Takes it back. Harden not letting go either, though. Harden having a really good GP lap here.
Really impressive from our top 3.
Yeah, they are all just absolutely savage this race. You can see here Harden's view. Look at him just all over Kentall and not letting Hines get away.
Good smooth corner from Harden,
Yep,
too.
very, very clean. As we head into the first hairpin, turn 7. Yep, Harden going a little wide, and that's going to cost him. Kentall just all over Hines. Oh, wait.
Contact.
No! Oh, no!
Kentall down.
Harden trying to be late on the brakes. Probably just taps Kentall as a bit of an accident, and that is it. He's off the track, and Harden now stuck trying to catch Hines.
Kentall went pretty heavy, leaned over that candy stripe.
Yeah, it's always rough there.
puts him about 3 seconds back.
Alrighty, as we hit the second set of chicanes, heading into 12, we'll see if Harden can close the gap at all.
Another crash.
Yep, Kentall with another one. I think that got his nerves. Hines just staying consistent and steady. Vengeance having a wreck as well.
Puts Oba back up into 5th here.
Yep, Oba sitting in 5th, which is just not something we're accustomed to seeing. Here we are, that deceptively fast turn in turn 1.
We are accustomed to see Hines running away with the show, though, as he started to do.
Yeah, Hines just starting to stretch out that lead.
Harden, really an impressive showing, though.
Yep.
If he can stay consistent, which he's not known for.
We'll see if
gonna
he's
do
got
quite
consistency this race. Maybe he can do it.
Looks like he's got some serious focus. A little wide.
Hold that tail. Yep, he's losing the tail a little bit, but he's managing to hold it. As Hines out front. Neither of them looking like they're pushing too hard on tire wear. Neither one having temperature issues. Oh man, and Harden just loses it. But I think he's got enough separation that he'll hang on to 2nd for now. Yep, the separation between him and 3rd is far enough, and you can see him taking a look back there to see what kind of lead he's got. But that was rough. He was in contention and there it is again.
Twice. The nerves.
Yep, he just keeps losing that rear. I think it's also that his rear is staying a bit too cold and just hanging on him. And man, that was a rough wreck. Yep, he is now 10 seconds behind Hines.
He got lucky. Kentall was right behind him, but Kentall has crashed again.
Yep. Man. Meanwhile, Oba fighting his way through the pack. We'll take a look back at that as we get a crash out of Rude.
Looks like we don't have audio.
Yeah, for some reason audio being a little goofy there. Hang on a second, I'll see if I can fix that. Let's see. Oh, I see what's going on there. Okay, we can fix that. Okay.
Hey, there we go.
I don't think that's the right one, though.
No.
Wait, no. Oh, he's only got his mic on. That must be what we're hearing there. He doesn't have the game sounds on. All right.
Makes sense. A lot of control and click and clack.
And a little bit of
As
complaining.
Harden tosses it again.
Oh, man. And here you can see Oba all over Kentall looking for that 3rd place position. We'll see if he can do it. Coming in very, very hot, looking to get up under him, but just can't quite get the drive out. Kentall all over the track, though. Oh, look at him try to slip up under. Oh, no! Off into the grass for Oba. Kentall wrecks! 2nd time this race he's had contact and wound up wrecking.
I feel like that might have been a bit of a punt.
It didn't feel like it. It felt like they both just went for the line, and it just came out bad for Kentall, unfortunately. As Oba now sitting in 3rd, 6 seconds off of Harden.
That rear tire of his looking cold, though.
Yep,
Cold.
he needs to warm that rear up. You can notice he's getting a bunch of sliding, a bunch of hopping in the rear suspension. He needs to get some heat into that tire, and that means he needs to start getting some consistent laps, and he's just not found them this race. As he's coming into 14, leaving and heading down the front straight, and we are into the final lap of this. Harden sitting 16, almost 17 seconds off of Hines, who's sitting in 1st.
Hines is just a machine in this race.
Yep, Hines has decided he's going to be consistent. He is not going to take anybody's shit. He is gone for this race.
18 seconds now.
Yep, he is just flying ahead. So it looks like the only potential fight we have is going to be between Oba and Harden for 2nd. And I don't know if Oba can do it. That's a lot of distance to close really, really fast.
Yeah, 6 seconds. I'm really not sure.
I don't know if he can do it. It's going to depend entirely on Harden. If Harden makes any mistakes, Oba will capitalize. And there it goes.
A mistake from Harden.
There is a mistake from Harden. He goes down. Oba trying to push through. We'll see if he can do it. Already kind of getting a look at the field. Rude goes down again.
Oh, man.
Man, oh man, having just nothing but bad luck here. Oba only 3 seconds off of off of Harden at this point. We'll see if he can close that gap as they are coming into the final 2 turns, and it looks like it's either Harden makes the mistake. He does not. He hangs on to second, and it looks like Harden is going to take second in GP, with Oba close, only 3 seconds behind in third. And those are going to be your standings for Le Mans on the PS4. Hines with a decisive victory on that one, just leaving everybody behind by the longest lead we've seen today by any of our leaders on the PS4.
Disgusting.
That was a pretty disgusting lead.
Rude with a pretty good early race there, but just fell to last place.
Couldn't do it, yeah. He and Kintaw having a couple of unfortunate offs with contact and people trying to stick to the line. For some reason, it's reporting a crash after the finish. Why are you doing that, computer? It doesn't know how ridiculous it is.
It's still reporting final lap.
Or is it final lap still? I thought it already said final lap. Maybe I saw it wrong. All right, well, whatever.
We're calling it too early.
No, we're calling it too early. Your commentators suck ass.
Kenton with another crash. Bad reference. We have some screen.
Oh my, no, that is the final lap, and that is it. Oba managed to make it up on a Harden wreck, and that is it. Harden most likely going to take third in this one. I guess I was reading it wrong. I thought I was seeing final lap.
I thought I did too.
And there you go. Oba takes second place. 18 seconds off of Hines. My God.
Closer to 19.
Yeah. And Harden going to settle into that third place.
Good showing from Harden.
Yep, definitely. I must have been looking at things wrong. Too much beer.
Not enough beer, sir.
Not enough beer, clearly. That actually, look at that. The best lap that Harden had during the race was 135.5, only a second off the leader. So he wasn't looking too bad. Oba not looking bad either. It was just a matter of wrecks that cost them both. But only a second between our first, second, third for their fastest lap. Man, oh man.
Really impressive racing as always from our PlayStation guys.
Yep, very fast racing. Harden definitely showing improvement over the last couple of weeks. If he can get the consistency down, again, he just continues to get faster on his actual individual lap times. Our other guys, though, Kenta and Vengeance only sitting 2 seconds off of each, or off of, yeah, I mean, they are both turning out consistent laps. So everybody in the field capable of doing quite well. It's just wrecks probably costing most of the time. Alrighty. That'll be it for the PS4, and our Xbox guys are already doing qualifying over in Moto 3. So we'll go ahead and take a brief moment to switch over to standby, and then we will kick over to our Xbox fellas. Thanks for watching, folks. You've got another hour and a half of racing on Le Mans on the Xbox. What are we gonna get?
Surprise.
Yep. We got completely the wrong thing. We are gonna go to Marino. All right.
Oh,
All right.
Complete this lobby actually.
I'll give you. Yeah, we don't have the director right now.
Well,
I'm gonna try to reset the game. It won't let me back in.
All right, folks, sorry. Looks like we had our race director had a full-out crash, so we'll have to let him restart things.
No, he apparently bought the wrong game. Yeah, but it's in.
All right, we're having a moment of crashiness there from our race director, unfortunately. Occasionally we get that. Sometimes we've had issues with the game occasionally, just being stubborn when you run a race director. So they're trying to fix things up there for a moment.
Xbox problems.
Yeah. I don't know why that has been on the Xbox. We have run into that issue. Anytime you try to run a race director, we've run into cases where it crashes. It's really friggin' obnoxious, but not much we can do about it for now. All right, as they try to get running. There was actually some solid races, but as always, man, it seems like on our PS4 league, you just get a runaway in first place almost every single time, whether it be Ober or Hines.
We need to get both of them to start drinking.
Yeah, that's clearly what it is. We need more drinking out of both of them. That'll slow them down to the point the rest of the field can catch up to them. Definitely earlier today, though, hearing from the Xbox guys, there was a lot of excitement around racing. A lot of them were really looking forward to it. So we will see what kind of race they're going to have today. Going to try to get a few things straightened out here. They were supposedly already doing their qualifying, and the fact that they had a crash, I'm not sure what's going to happen there. So we'll see how they want to work all that out. All right, we're going to give that a moment. I'm going to give that a moment's break. And we will see when they get things sorted out. And we will start with Moto 3 on the Xbox on Le Mans. Thanks for watching, folks. Alrighty, folks, sorry for the delay. Looks like our Xbox guys had a bit of a crash that kind of made everything difficult. Didn't quite get to finish qualifying, so it looks like we're going to be looking at a 5-minute qualifying to get things started for Moto 3, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Alrighty, it looks like we're going to start here. They're going ahead and doing a 5-minute qualifying due to the crash.
Looks like Nick J crashed again.
Oh no, we're having people crash again. Wonderful. Just having bad luck on the Xbox side today. Just trying to get the race started.
Damn.
We will see what happens here.
Well, it looks like they're also properly running their weather settings.
Yep. Alrighty. We'll go ahead and take a look. We'll see how many people actually manage to load in and start qualifying here today. Yeah, we are kind of having bad luck on the Xbox side.
We have 3 players.
Yeah, it looks like we only have 3 managed to load in. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, it looks like they're going to leave the match and reset it again. Man, we're just having bad luck. Alrighty, we'll move back to our standby screen.
You'd think Microsoft could figure their shit out.
I know, right? Come on, you've had this long. Alright, hang on just a minute, folks. I'll see what we can do here. All right, folks, we're running into crashes whenever they try to start with the race director, which we have run in with Xbox before, so we're going to give it one more try to see if it'll work with the race director. If it won't, we'll just run without one. So give us a couple more minutes here. We will let you know when we start. Alrighty, we will see what we've got here, folks.
Looks like they're working towards a start.
Yep, it looks like they're aiming to start. For some reason, our race director hasn't come back.
I don't think they're running race director.
Yeah, no, he's there.
Is he?
Yeah, he's just, for some reason, his stream is not working right now. Probably had some issues with all the issues there. So we won't be seeing from the race director's perspective, but that's okay. At least we'll get a race started here. Alrighty. And we'll start popping in and looking what individual racers are seeing. We won't have our overview, but that's okay. We've done things that way before. We can always do it again.
I want my data.
I want to be able to see the places, so we will be less precise about what's going on, but we'll do the best we can with this. I don't know. Maybe it's streaming from the race director that's the problem. Okay.
Potentially. Do you know if he's streaming off of the console directly?
As far as I know, yes. Yeah.
Could be. Because we're not, obviously we're patching through the computer.
Yeah, we're cheating. I do all kinds of cheating here when I do this. Oh, and it looks like he crashed again. Okay.
Again.
All right, the race director crashed again, so we'll go ahead and run without it. It looks like we'll just have to go without this week. No big deal.
We need a rendition of South Park's Blame Canada, but Blame France.
Yeah. Blame France. I mean, to be honest, there is a very French part of Canada.
Quebec?
Nah, I went to... Where was it I went through airport-wise? I think it was Montreal I went through. That it was everything in the airport, French went first.
Yeah.
English was second.
The Quebecois from Quebec, or Quebec, as they would have you say. They are... They're like the PETA for animals.
Oh,
here,
yeah, they hate
French
you. Oh, yeah.
here.
They hate you if you speak English.
Oh, yeah. Over here, PETA puts animal lives above
Yes.
people's.
Yes. So what you're trying to say is the French are a bunch of fucking animals.
Well, maybe just the Quebecois.
It's true. It's possibly very true.
I mean, what would you do in your life
It's
without
very-
some maple syrup?
They have a reserve that always blows my mind.
Do they?
They have a maple syrup reserve, and you can go and find, there was an article about like this massive theft that occurred
From the reserve.
at the Canadian Maple Syrup Reserve.
That
No
is the
bullshit.
most fucking Canadian thing I have ever heard.
It's the Ocean's 11, eh?
Were they sorry about it?
They were sorry. They were really sorry. Oh my god.
They were sorry about what?
They were sorry about stealing the maple syrup.
Eh?
Right, boys? Eh? God. No, that is actually a true thing. Canadian friends and I have laughed about that one. That is a real thing.
That is seriously the most Canadian thing I
It
have
really
ever heard.
is. We're going to go steal a bunch of syrup, boys, eh?
How do you fucking launder maple syrup?
Well, it's not like it has serial numbers on it. It's, it's not that hard.
Something tells me there's a funky. It's food, right? So if it was in the U.S., it would have to go through a FDA distribution chain.
I don't know. They stole it from the government. Who knows? Maybe the Canadian government has people that can taste government syrup.
I have to not keep this political. I'm definitely about to run down that path.
Oh, it's never political when you're teasing the Canadians. Again,
Yeah,
they're
I was about to compare.
they're the
American
nice
politics.
neighbors. They are the nice neighbors sitting above the world's loudest party.
I wonder how their email servers are doing.
Oh, who knows? They've been entirely hacked by the Chinese.
Squinty-eyed bastards.
Oh! All right. Looks like we're going ahead and getting a start here. We're skipping the race director this time because we had the discussion about it, and yes, we have run into that causing issues in the past. So we're going to start, half an hour late. Sorry about that, folks. And for those watching after the fact, we'll edit that out. No big deal.
No, it won't.
I will. At least on YouTube. And Twitch will be stuck with it.
It's twitchy, if you will.
Yeah, you funny guy. All right, here we go. Looks like we're about to start qualifying. I believe it'll be a 5-minute qualifying was what they were talking about setting for Moto 3 on Le Mans on the Xbox. Yeah, and it looks like that stream is just never going to work, so I will push that down.
Bye, Felicia.
Yep.
Got a lot of racers, not a lot of streamers.
Well, normally we have, let's see here. Yep, we'll have 5 streams on there, so that'll give us a pretty good view of the race generally. And also among our Xbox guys, we generally have a lot more consistent times between them, so it'll probably be a pretty good view of the race. I mean, that's what we started running with it.
Oh, you mean Hines doesn't cheat his way through this one?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I see.
It's because we don't have him here. All right. Yep, looks like they're starting up with that cloudy weather. Okay, and we are just about to start qualifying. I'm waiting to see how things go there.
Careful pulling in-game volume because all the chats are
Yep.
going to be there.
Yep, we're gonna have a lot of chatter, folks. It's gonna take me a little while to get audio dialed in, so please bear with me as I get that sorted out correctly. All right, we're gonna have a 5-minute qualifying, which means you probably won't see more than 2 or 3 laps out of any given racer, and they're gonna have to hustle through their settings. Kegel being our first one onto the track, and usually one of our faster guys too. So let's get out there and see how he's doing. All right. And today it looks like we're going to have 11 in our field for Xbox. That is actually going to be a lot of fun to watch. Always more fun to see a bigger field. I do kind of wish the game could do like a 32-player limit. It would be nice to have like a real, big full field to race in.
Well, this game can't handle a single race director.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Apparently on the Xbox it can't handle a fucking race director, never mind an entire field. And I'm not quite sure why that is. Alrighty.
Damn Rona. Pretty smooth lap so far from Kegel here.
Yep, Kegel and Bear are generally a couple of our really consistent guys. And those two, I generally see them at about the same point in the pack, too. Oh, bumping a little bit on the inside, finding himself thrown to the outside of the turn. That turn seems to throw a lot of people wide.
Well, if you listen to Dave Wonders, racetracks are meant to confuse people.
That's just because dementia does that to you, Dave.
Who?
Huh?
Where am I?
Huh? All right. Kegel having a bit of an off there, so he's probably going to find that lap is going to be a waste, and he's probably going to have to take his next 2 to get his time set.
He was running a real hot pace in that lap, too.
Yeah, he was looking good. He is generally, like I said, one of our consistently good guys, so sorry to see that happen to him.
Hemi here in front of Kegel, he's definitely going to have valve train issues throughout this race with a name like that.
Yep. Oh my, come on, guys. Give each other the line here. It's only qualifying.
Yeah, play nice, boys.
Rubbin is not qualifying. Rubbin is racing. Dean setting down a 152.6.
A little crashy crash from Nick J.
Yep. Unfortunately. And that's Hughes out there in front of Kegel right now. It was, I believe, Brandon said that was his ringer, and then he managed to not be a ringer. Oh, Kegel being forced out in the chicanes. So it looks like he's going to invalidate this lap as well, and he's probably going to be stuck with whatever he can get for the last lap.
That's going to be rough.
Well, that is tough. That is very, very tough. What else do we have for standings here? Bear sitting back in 11th right now, which is a bit of a surprise. Voss sitting back in 10th, but looking like he's going fast through things. Let's take a look at Voss. He's definitely one of our consistently faster guys as well. Hemi has set a 150 even, which, after what we saw from our PS4 guys, it should be possible to get past that if folks can just finish a lap.
Looking good through there.
Yep.
That's three real hot sectors.
Yep. Voss looking solid. We'll see what he can do. Coming through turn 12. Looking to 14, swinging pretty wide, but he's carrying a lot of speed, so that seems to be where he wants to be, because you can see there he is, managing to hold it in on the last two turns.
Let's see where this lands.
Yep, he's showing, there it is. He was showing pack best the whole way, 147 to finish out the lap.
Good job, Voss.
Looking very nice. Yep, there he is, sitting at number 1 for that. Well done on his part. Let's take a look at our couple. Yep, let's take a look at a couple of our other guys. We are 20 seconds remaining. Bear coming down here, showing a bunch of high laps, and there it is, a 148.6, giving him good enough to be on the front row for now. Not very likely we'll see much better than that. All right. Kegel still sitting back in 11th. I don't think he's managed to finish a lap yet. He's had some unfortunate accidents there during qualifying, so he may find himself trying to fight his way through the pack once the actual race starts. Nick J currently holding on to a 5th place, as always, close to the podium, but not quite there, or at least close to front row, excuse me. Not quite there. He's generally consistently in the middle of the pack, and I'm hoping at some point he can get that podium again. Kegel goes down again. It looks like he's just going to be stuck at the back of the pack, unfortunately.
That could make for an entertaining race.
It could. He is one of our faster guys, though maybe, I don't know. I don't know if this is one of the tracks that he didn't spend enough time working on. We'll see what he can do. And Bear looking like he's not going to manage to put down any higher records on this lap, unfortunately. We'll see if he can move up in the standings at all, but I don't think he's even done personal bests. Yeah, for 3 sections. Looks like he's going to stay where he is, probably in 3rd.
Unless he finds a
Yeah.
fucking turbo.
Yeah, unless he discovers nitrous on a Moto3 bike that we didn't know about.
Hey, there's that Sneaky Pete kit.
He's running the stacks. He's running a Manny special. Oh my God. All right, and a 149 for Bear. Yep, leaving him there in 3rd. And there's your front row, folks. Wow, the ringer managing to take pole ahead of Voss by 0.6 seconds. That is not bad at all. Bear sitting back 2.3 seconds off of first place. And SOA, I guess Sam Crow, whatever, that is somebody I haven't seen yet. I guess another wild card. Nick J sitting back in 4th, so just off the front row. You know who I don't see in this week, though?
Who's that?
There is no Napes. I am disappointed by that.
Oh, Napes. That is going to hurt his overall standings.
It is. That is disappointing to see that he isn't there. All right, we'll see what we get. It's a minute and a half to start the match.
Not a lot of the tire changing, scrubbing it, and things like that, like the PS4 guys are doing.
Yep.
A little bit of dead eyes.
I know, it is always kind of disturbing how dead-eyed the, the NPCs are on things. Boss going ahead and being reasonably aggressive with his tire selection. I cannot blame him for that choice. It is a nice cool day. You're on the light bikes. You can probably get away with that pretty easily.
Or it'll kick him in the ass on the last lap.
Hey, I think he'll be fine. These lighter bikes, I think he'll get away with that. Okay. Boss sitting in your 2nd place position, I believe. First, we don't have a camera on. Alrighty, here we go. Starting Moto 3 on the Xbox on Le Mans. Alright, as Voss, wow, gets passed up very quickly. Nick J getting a whole shot along with, I did not see a tag on who we've got there on the left. Hemi sitting in 3rd.
A little bit of contact.
Oh, no. J, maybe. Did he keep it up?
Fighter.
Yep. Sam Crow's sitting, or SOA, whatever he is, sitting in 1st there. Dean in 2nd. And Boss finding himself back in the pack, fighting for 3rd. Oh, no. And Boss just gets the wheels cut out from under him.
As bodies fly across the racetrack.
Oh, man. Everybody just gone. Cagle now taking it up to 4th. Oh, he might manage to slip into 3rd. We'll see what I can do. Big pack this time. And oh, man. Oh, my. Wow, what a dodge. And Cagle manages to hang in there in 3rd. Struggling for it. Having a good look at 2nd, 1st. Not very far off the lead, though.
Well, we did learn last year that Moto 3 bikes can jump.
They
off the
can,
other
in
bikes.
fact, act like they are Moto X, and off he goes. Cagle getting low on the turn, slipping into 1st place. Oh, wow.
Hold on to it.
Yep, manages to hold on to it as that attempt at 1st place flies past him, giving it a little too much throttle and just losing it out of the turn. Meanwhile, sitting back in 3rd, the guy that we always see fighting with Cagle, Albert, coming up now on the front straight. We'll see if he can make up the difference. Meanwhile, Cagle looking great today in 3rd. Not so great in qualifying, but worked his way through the pack and is now hanging on to it. Your Ignorance being one of our wild cards. And Albert coming up in 3rd and slowly closing that distance, it seems like. I don't think he's going to be stuck back there the entire race. I think he might manage to close it.
No, he's closing that pretty rapidly.
Yep, he is. Carrying a lot of speed. Yep, heading into turn 7. Got a lot of hard braking to get through this one. We'll see if we can get deep enough into it. And sure enough, Your Ignorance swinging wide around the turn, giving Bear just a little bit more to catch up on as they come into turn 8. Really fast double apex, wide again. Bear cutting up under him. Almost has it. Oh, so close. And Cagle just not managing to stretch out much of a lead on either of them, as we've got a really competitive Xbox group this time. Look at this. Look at this slide up under.
No.
Oh, really aggressive on the brakes, but just can't quite get it.
Now, technically, Your Ignorance, that is a...
That will likely be a penalty. The computer is assessing penalties, so that will likely be one that will cost him, I would bet. Unless he can really stretch out a lead here.
And he's
Yep.
a big fan of running wide.
Yep, Bear just being great at holding these turns tight. But unfortunately, he was a little late on the gas there, so his drive out isn't so great. And it looks like he's being caught up. Yep, there it is.
I don't know who. From the back of the pack.
Yep. Oh, my. And here it comes, Bear finding himself stuck back and forth. As, oh my God, why am I forgetting the fella's name? John. I knew his last name. I have forgotten it. That is Brandon Turner's ringer here, though.
Well, I never knew it.
Coming here and fly it in to third. It looks like Bear having a bit of a fight between him and Kegel this week, which is probably a welcome change. It's good to see a fight between these two.
Bear making up a lot of time in that corner.
Yep, he definitely is. Definitely catching up to him. And it looks like Kegel is starting to use the fight for third to start stretching out his lead. There he goes, just getting a great exit out of there and just taking off. Bear, meanwhile, catching up to third. It's looking like a good fight for second, third place here. We will definitely see how this works out as the race progresses. Oh no! Oh man, Bear just loses it coming out of there into the second set of chicanes and falls back. Man, that's rough. You gotta hate that. I thought he was gonna manage to catch it up, but it looks like he lost it there at the last second.
Damn.
Yep, we'll see if he can catch back up to him.
Oh
man!
Tosses it.
And throws it out. Oh, that was rough. I guess that was turn 9. Yeah, just loses it there and falls back to 8th place. And we'll see how the rest of our field is looking right now. Looks like he's passed up by Nick J, who is now sitting... audio there. Is that not working? Hang on, folks, I'll fix that. There it is. Oh! John goes down. Nick J goes down.
I don't know how he crashed there.
Man. Yep, I'm not quite sure what happened there.
I think that was interesting video game physics.
Yep, Bear now back in 10th. That is rough. Voss sitting 4th. It's rare for us to see him struggling to get up to the podium. But it looks like he is actually struggling this week.
I know he's right there.
He is right on it. Normally he's sitting out there out front, though, so this is a bit of a surprise. Richards goes down, falls back to 10th so far. Bear pushing up into 9th. Richard now back into 11th. Your Ignorance hanging on to 2nd. John hanging on to 3rd. And Kegel, man, you can't even see him from 4th place right now. He is just vanished on us. He is absolutely gone.
We'll call it the old Heinz.
Yep. That he has. He has pulled a Heinz and vanished on the pack. As we finish out turn 10, coming into 11, is the pair of sweepers. Nice long sweeping right, then a sweeping left. Look at this. Voss closing it up as Ignorance swings too wide. And now your spacing between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is very tight.
Voss looking to make a move.
Oh, look at Voss carrying a better line. Flies right up the inside. Perfect pass. Just a product of holding a better line. And now he's got his eyes on that 2nd place position as we start our 5th lap. Always this deceptive front straight, down, down, down through the gears. Take the chicanes, and he manages to catch up just a little bit. Not much. He's still probably a little around a 2nd off of 2nd place. Look at this, though. Closing the distance through the long sweeper in 6th, or in turn 6. And turn 7 going to require a bit more braking. We'll see if he can catch it here. No, we have a bit of a fight on our hands. As 2nd place, John is not being a wimp about those brakes. He is waiting as late as he can and forcing Voss to really be competitive into that turn. Look at this. And Cagle, nowhere in sight. He is just absolutely gone. He is absolutely vanished. Just incredibly consistent this race. And he's only got, from what I'm seeing on the penalties that are showing on his board right now, only a quarter second of penalties. So he's basically got this wrapped up. If he avoids making mistakes, it's going to be almost impossible for the rest of the field to catch up. He is absolutely destroying this. Not entirely unexpected, because he's always one of our faster guys in the Xbox League, so good to see. Meanwhile, Voss having to actually struggle for second, which is uncommon and a bit of a surprise. But this is a solid fight for second. Look at this. Oh, Voss getting a little loose there, managing to hold it on as they head out of 14 and down the front straight, and he manages to, it looks like, equal the drive out in front of him, and he's only half a second behind. Coming through that first turn, and we are on the final lap, so if Voss is going to do something, he's got to do it now. He doesn't have any more time than this lap if he wants to get into second. He probably will not see first unless Cagle makes a major mistake, but Cagle seems hot today. Coming down around 6. Managing to hold a very good line through there, but God, John is second. He is just not letting off.
Really smooth.
Look at this. Both of them looking incredibly smooth. Yep, neither one swinging particularly wide through 7, where you find a lot of wides because it tightens up on you real quick. Now we've got the 2 squares into 8. Nope, neither of them screwing that one up, just holding solid lines through it. Man, oh man. It's not that Voss is driving bad, it's that there are no mistakes being made ahead of him. There's nothing he can do.
They're riding the hell out of those little blue bikes.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I think he makes up a little bit of time, it just evens back out.
Yep, it evens right back out. But they can actually see Cagle. Cagle apparently going maintenance on his laps as they come into 11 and 12. Just 13 and 14 left to go, but Cagle with a solid enough lead, it is highly unlikely they're going to see the front if he doesn't make any mistakes. And Cagle blows through 14. He is gone. And that is it. Cagle takes first. John second, and Voss sitting in third. Wow, that was a solid Moto3, and despite stretching it out, our second, third place managed to get pretty close to catching back up to our first place competitor. That was a solid Moto3 race. Very impressive.
Smooth and consistent from all of our podium finishers.
That was what it was. It was all about consistency. And there you go. There's your standings for the race. Look at those lap times. That shows you why the catch-up was happening. Cagle's fastest lap was 1:48, but look at that. Voss and John, and look at that, the ordering in shifts due to penalties. As I kind of expected, Voss manages to take second on penalties. That was entirely what that was. Wow, that's rough. What a race, though. Very awesome. All right. So that was your standings for Moto3 at Le Mans on the Xbox. And we will be waiting next for qualifying for Moto2 on the Xbox. Thanks for watching, folks. Alrighty, just about to start qualifying for Moto 2. We are definitely running behind this week thanks to the technical issues that we had there on the Xbox side of things. As we get ready to start, here we go. And let's see how qualifying for Moto 2 on the Xbox at Le Mans winds up looking. You can see everybody getting set up, getting dialed in. We have 10 minutes to go on qualifying. All right, Voss out of the gates. Looks like we also have Kegel, Bear, Key, all on the track and starting to look for times. We'll see what we get here.
Boss looking strong so far.
Yep, definitely looking good as always.
That does help when your back tire's bigger than a bicycle tire.
I think that was the autopilot, though.
Oh, was it? Well, Voss, your autopilot looked fantastic.
Looks amazing when you let the AI drive the bike.
I don't know who one-handed is. They had a crash.
That is Bear.
Oh.
He is probably just dialing it in.
He should try two hands.
Yep. He was definitely a little nervous during the last race. I think that probably is what cost him. I know it's done it to him before. Him, Kegel, and Voss are generally on our Xbox side, and they're hard, but this new fella we haven't seen before, SOA Sam Crow, is actually giving a hell of a good showing. He has been quick every time we've had him out so far. So, both of them looking good. We'll see what we get for people putting down laps. Oh, down goes Kegel. That's rough. But it is qualifying. He has got time, so he'll be all right.
Bear down again.
Yep. Everybody trying to get everything sorted out. Looks like Nick J starting another flying lap. We'll see how it goes there. Meanwhile, Voss, 8 minutes remaining in qualifying. Voss looking good through 3 sections. We'll see what he winds up with.
Not sure who's in front of him, but he's not really catching him.
We'll see.
The last two there. Let's see what we end up with.
And
Very nice.
Voss, yes, puts down a 139.7. Not looking too bad. I think the best we had out of our PS4 guys was like a 137 or 138 for Moto 2. I don't recall exactly.
We should write this down.
Should I'm I don't know the previous one, so I don't care about this one. Need to start documenting that stuff. The problem is I came into a couple of today's things just with too much BS that I was dealing with. I need to get a better system for all this.
The system's called a pad of papers.
Yeah. Well, what I'm needing to put together a spreadsheet for all this here pretty soon. I'm wanting to adapt. They did put up a spreadsheet for the standings. I'm going to take that, adapt it to a Google document. That way everybody can see it for free and we can update it in real time, that sort of thing. So we'll work on that coming for next week. Meanwhile, Voss, 2 sections of group bests, looking really nice. Though,
Really riding the hell out of that bike.
Yep.
That's 3 sectors.
Yep, he is going solid right now.
He might push this
Yep.
pole lead out just a little further.
Yep, he is looking decent here. We'll see what he winds up with, but he has been looking good throughout qualifying here. And 0.2 of a second slower than his previous. Oh no, 0.2 of a second slower than John, who manages to put down a 139.0 even for pole for the moment. That is not bad. And Voss actually put down his personal best there and wound up pushed back to second. Wow. Qualifying is, in fact, competitive this time. Very nice. As Bear goes down, unfortunately, again, and he doesn't have a clean finished lap yet, unfortunately. All right, as we still have competition here, Voss having to go ahead and try and get back to pole. Oh. But not looking like it. Oh, my. Goes down with Bear at the same time. Both of them, I guess, having contact there.
Not really sure what happened there.
Yeah, I did not quite see it, but I'm betting it was contact between the two with how it landed. Voss going ahead and opting to start over on his flying lap to see if he can get another one in. 4 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in qualifying. We'll see. I think he was looking for just an open section of track to run on so that something like that won't happen again. Oh, my!
His rear tire is pretty cold,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Yep. That probably just had a slip and grab.
The old slip and grab.
The old slip and grab. Giving him that high side somewhere into lunar orbit.
Well, that was almost me at turn 20 in Coda, so.
You know that feeling, huh? All right. John managing to maintain a 139.035 for our current pole. Voss not falling down at all from his second place spot, but not quite managing to catch up yet due to some bad luck in the last couple of attempts. Solid through the chicanes. A little bit of wobbliness, but seems to be good.
His tires are cooling down even as he's running.
Yep.
He's going to have some issues with that if he doesn't make a change.
Yep, he's going to have to push his pace up.
Change pressures or anything.
Can't change pressures, unfortunately. I don't think
can't change pressures.
They don't let you change pressures. You've got suspension settings, you've got steering settings. You do not have pressure settings. Just which tire choice. Just which tire choice.
That's crazy to me that you can adjust rebound or dampening and you cannot change tire pressure.
Alrighty. 2:45 remaining in qualifying. Voss clearly frustrated with trying to set a better time. We'll see what he can do. Meanwhile, the rest of the field steadily setting times here. Bear looks like he's found himself in 6th currently. Kegel sitting in 7th. Those two always fighting with each other. Derek Key, one of our newer guys. Oh, man, going down, but he's holding his 4th place position. We'll see if he can keep that there.
4th place is pretty strong here.
Yep, that would put you on the 2nd row. That would give you a shot if there's any mistakes from the front row. That will let you get in there immediately when you start the race.
Well, the nice thing about this track is there's no immediate hard corner.
Yeah.
You got that sweeper, so your first row, second row doesn't really matter as much. I mean, in the last race, we saw people come from behind.
Yep.
One of the first ones up there with the whole shot.
Yep, but the thing is, though, I mean, like, the moment you finish that sweeper, there's that hard left to start the chicanes, and that can become messy, but it hasn't become messy, which has been a big surprise.
Voss getting tied up with another rider.
Yep, looks like he is just getting tied up and thrown around there, restarting his flying lap again. He's clearly frustrated by it, but that is a hard lap to beat there. That 139 even is not going to be easy to get past.
He's sure as hell going to try, though.
Yep, he is going to give it a shot. Clearly not somebody to be a bitch about it. Mama ain't raised no bitch.
Don't be bitch.
Don't be bitch. As we are sitting at under a minute for qualifying remaining for Moto 2 at Le Mans on the Xbox. We'll see if Voss can get himself a clean lap.
Well, I like Voss's technique of don't waste the rest of the lap.
Yep.
Try and get a good one. If you mess up, start over.
Yep. Well, clearly it's not a feeling of I don't know the track. And there he goes. This first section, he turns down a group best. So clearly it's not that he doesn't know the lap. It's just, or doesn't know the track. He's just trying to get a clean lap without any traffic in the way.
Absolutely. Looks like he's got about 25 seconds here to either make it or break it.
Yep. We'll see what he can do. Yep. Negative 230 on the second section. Not looking bad at all.
He's moving pretty well.
Or negative 0.230, sorry.
All right, that's it. No more resets for him.
Yep. Can't reset anymore. He's got to make this one count. We'll see what he can do. There it goes, coming through 10.
Smooth, good lines.
Yep. Now the two big sweepers, 11 and 12. Little bit wide on 11.
I'm okay with it.
12 holding solid, a tiny bit off the line, but not bad. Now we'll see what he can do on 13, 14, coming into the final stretch. He's still looking great for the pack. If he can hold this one as solid as he did the last two, that'll get him the pole, and
Not quite.
just misses it by half a second.
It's that last sector that got him.
Yep, that was it.
Looks like we're just waiting for the last couple to finish up their last qualifying lap.
Yep, waiting for folks to finish up here. Let's take a look at Cagle, who is still sitting in 7th. Looks like the lap is showing invalid as well, so I don't think that one's going to help him at all.
No!
Oh, as he goes sailing over, and that computer goes ahead and calls it. And you're looking there, John sitting first. Voss sitting in second. Richard manages to push himself up to third. Unfortunately, we don't have a camera on him this week. Napes has joined and is sitting in 4th. I did not see him get in there. All right.
Welcome, Napes.
Yeah, good to see you there, Bran. And Albert sitting in 5th. SOA, one of our new guys, sitting 6th. Cagle back in 7th. That's going to put him on the 3rd row. That's a bit of a surprise out of him. So we'll see how the actual race winds up.
Load times on the Xbox are much faster than the PlayStation. Good old dead eyes.
I know. Just those disturbing eyes. Yeah, he may want to change out those tires. It looks like that rear is basically done.
Nah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that's got another 100 miles on it, right?
Cords, that's just,
Eh.
start thinking about purchasing
It's just
tires.
sparks.
Save up.
You show off. You run cords, you get sparks. The girls love it.
Running for anything with MV on it at the moment. Interesting PR choice.
Hey, I'm not going to blame him. I like the look of that bike. It's kind of pretty. Alrighty, looks like the rest of the field done with their tire selections. Yep, everybody looking like they've got everything dialed in to where they want to be. All right, here we go, folks. Looks like we're just about to start our race for Moto 2 on Le Mans on your Xbox, folks. Obviously a little bit of latency on things here, so I'll step back to one of the folks that's a little bit behind. All right, here we go. We're looking at it currently from Voss's point of view. Starting the race. Here we go. They're off.
Good hole shot.
Voss gets a great hole shot. Flies out into first. But he doesn't leave the field behind. Unfortunately, Napes goes down almost immediately. Ooh, look at that. The field trying to catch up to Voss. Oh, swings past him, pushes us out, falls off. And Voss has first, but not to himself. He's got second and third very tight coming into sixth. It is not going to be easy to win this race. It looks like he is going to have a hell of a fight on his hands. This field is not going to let him get away. Cagle has unfortunately fallen back to last place. Disappointing when normally we see him in the mix with everybody else doing quite well. So that's a surprise. Looking around at the folks we've got footage on, and it looks like a lot of the field has fallen way back. Yep, Voss's closest competitor, at least a second to a second and a half behind him. It looks like he has gotten an early lead, and he is going to try to stretch that out. A very solid start for Matt Voss after being second during qualifying. Yep, and John is barely off his tail. As a matter of fact, he is all over him. Maybe half a second behind at the most. Definitely not letting go as they come into 13 and 14 to finish up this first lap here at Le Mans. Voss, with a solid drive out, manages to maintain his lead. A 1:43.0 for his first lap. Not bad at all.
Solid for a starting lap.
Yep, solid for starting from dead start. Look at him coming hot into the chicanes. Pushing it as much as he can.
It's really some good pace through there.
Yep, but John just not letting go of him. You can see him still sitting on his tail here. Definitely not letting go. Looking around at the rest of our pack to see what other interesting fights we might have going on right here. Albert unfortunately goes down. And our fight near the back of the pack looking interesting as we're seeing, yep, Key, Dean, and Cagle. Oh, and Key just falling down, losing that tail, could not hang on to it. And the pack just leaves him behind. Cagle sitting back in 10th. A real surprise out of him. Normally we see a lot better competition out of him. Maybe he can go ahead and catch this back up because he was doing decent during qualifying and decent during Moto 3. And there he is with Bear. It's always these two right next to each other fighting, it seems.
Seems like he's running a little hot in these corners, feeling a little pressured to make up some time.
Yep. He may be getting a little nervous. That's the one thing I've noticed. Cagle is extremely fast when he's close to the front or at the front, but the moment he starts getting behind, he tends to get nervous and just let that get under his skin. He's got to get better at not letting it bother him when he's back in the back of the pack. As they head on the front straight.
Missing a bit of drive out there.
Yep, definitely. Bear had a better drive out, and off he goes. Meanwhile, Voss managing to maintain his lead up front. Key goes down. Finds himself even further back, sitting in that last place position, unfortunately. Hopefully he can get things back up and going. Jay sitting middle of the pack, having a solid fight for 5th place. Oh, there we go. It took it a moment there.
Jay going for the
Look
inside.
at this.
Not quite.
Oh, man, he almost had it. Maybe he can get the drive out. Oh, no. Fighting with Hemi for the drive and just can't quite get it. Look at this.
Wide, wide, wide.
Yep, way too wide. Way off in the dirt. Waited too late on those brakes, unfortunately.
Kept it up, though.
Yep. Kept it from falling, but Hemi just flies ahead. Hopefully Jay can catch that back up. He needs to not let himself get too nervous. As we're watching a fight near the rear of the pack, I think Bear went down again. John goes down in first. This may give Voss the chance to really... John was sitting in second. My bad. My bad. But that gives Voss the ability to just stretch out his lead even further. Look at this. He's just gone. We should see an update here. I'm not seeing an update on how long it's been. He was a 1:39 for that lap. John falls back further. Richard.
Delayed that crash just happened.
Yep. Richard sitting in second now. Man, oh man. So we've got Voss, Richard, and John sitting first, second, and third. Look at this gap for Voss, a 23-second gap. No, that was 23 and a half seconds for that first section. My bad. Too much beer, reading things wrong on the screen now. Y'all can tell.
Well, we just need a race director. Thanks,
Yeah, that's what it is. We need race director so I can stop being confused. We'll get it sorted out sooner or later. Getting a bunch of churn at the back of the pack. You can see how often we're having fights between everybody. Man, Voss manages to set another basically 23 seconds through another section. He's just looking solid throughout this race. Bear manages to step up another position into 10th and falls right back down. He's having a bit of a struggle with Dean. We can take a look at that fight. Let's see how that's looking for him. Hopefully he can push his way up in this. Look at this. You can see him coming in as hot as he can into the second set of chicanes, leaving 10. Dean not making it easy on him. Hemi sitting not far back behind him, and there goes Nate down again, unfortunately.
There's going to be some
And
penalties
again.
there. Looks like Jay was cutting a couple of those corners a little close.
Yep. So we've got Nick J sitting just out ahead of Dean, both of them ahead of Cagle. Wow, not sure if that's just prediction or what's going on there, but Nick J just flies on through those turns, heading into the front straight. We are on lap 5 of 6. Meanwhile, Voss just continues to stretch out his lead. The gap, 13 seconds between him and second. So long as he don't make a mistake, he's got this race in the bag. Oh, as Bear wiggles, nearly loses it going around that turn.
This little battle we got going here is going to be interesting.
Yep.
They're racking up penalties. Quick,
Yep,
multiple lap.
Meanwhile, Cagle fighting for fourth with your ignorance. Maybe we'll see him push for third. Look at that pass. Can he hold it? Yes, he can. He manages to make it stick with a better line. And takes off, leaving 6th, heading into 7. Maybe he's going to go wide on 7. No, a little bit wide.
Threatening for the high
Almost
side
loses
there.
it. Yep. He looked at the moon for a moment, but decided he'd like to stay on the earth today. Didn't high side it.
Thank you, Gravity.
Oh, as he comes into 8, a little too far on the inside on 8, probably a bit too slow, but not a bad line. And he solidifies his hold on 4th. Now maybe, and your ignorance goes down behind him. And it looks like Napes might manage to catch up to him. Yep. As a matter of fact, he is back in 8th. Nick J passing by him. Bear passes Dean up into 9th. Richard still sitting in 3rd. John sitting in 2nd, I believe. Cagle, we'll see if he can catch up to the front of the pack, but it is the final lap at this point. So he's going to need a miracle or a mistake from somebody in front of him to catch up to the podium.
Some would consider that a miracle.
Some would consider that a miracle. I would not. There has been a lot of crazy churn today. I think he's actually got not quite sight on 3rd place. Yep, he is pushing as hard as he can. We'll see if he can do it. Meanwhile, up at the front, Voss positively flying, continuing to get consistent laps. Not looking bad at all. You can see there is nobody at all behind him.
That 15-second lead puts him in a pretty safe spot.
Yep, he really doesn't have much to fear at this point.
Except that high side.
Ooh, watch out for it. Alrighty. So Voss looking like he's got it in the bag so long as he doesn't make a mistake. We'll pop back to 4th again, see how Cagle's doing. He's got a view on 3rd at this point. As he comes through 8. Oh, don't get nervous. A little bit wobbly. Coming down into 9. This is, of course, the back straight here. And it's a solid turn into the chicanes. Very nice line through there. Very hot, but very nice. We'll see if he can get him in the 2 sweepers. It's going to take a lot of luck to catch 3rd at this point. Voss takes 1st.
Yeah, not a lot of track left.
Oh, we'll see if he can do it. 13 and 14 to go. It's all on Richard to make a mistake. Richard has improved a ton this entire season, and he is out ahead and gone. Justin Richard takes the podium. Cagle just behind him. Wow. Richard showing a ton of improvement. It's been a lot watching him work through it this season, and I think that's the first podium we've seen him take in Moto 2.
Well done, gentlemen.
Yep,
well done.
very good. Look at the difference.
Lots of penalties.
Oh, yeah.
God.
It's all about the penalties because look at those lap times. Everybody is just close. Like the entire field.
Except for Voss.
Yeah. There's barely, your first 9 places don't even have 5 seconds between them.
No.
That is not bad for speeds. It's just they got eaten on penalties and wrecks. That is pretty much what killed them. Man, what a Moto 2 race.
Feels like a Moto 3 race.
It does. It was close with a lot of solid racing. I'll tell you what, this Xbox League, there's been a lot of practice out of these guys as they've started to get closer and closer to each other.
Thanks, Corona.
Yeah, thanks, coronavirus. We're going to appreciate that from you. All right, folks, we're going to take a brief break. Then we'll be back with MotoGP qualifying for your Xbox guys on Le Mans. Thanks for watching, folks. All right, folks, it looks like we're back for GP qualifying on Le Mans.
Le Mans.
Le Mans croissant on Xbox. Croissant. I'm working on my French lessons here. It's a great language. You can say I got to take a shit and you still sound smooth. All right.
Except for the phlegm.
Yeah. No, you get more phlegm out of German. It's the absolute worst.
Well, you just yell all the time. In German.
You yell and you have phlegm. It's terrible. That's why I had a friend who's Dutch, and I told him, your language is just German without the hockers. He was a bit offended.
I'm fucking sure he was.
He doesn't like being called a swamp German. Anyway.
Swamp German. And we're here with the racism.
And it's not racism if you're talking about Germans. Come on.
Yeah, it's not racist if it's true, right?
Right, exactly. All they are is Germans in a swamp with neato little windmills.
Fucking white people.
I love you, Dutch people. I do. Anyway, looking here at Kegel rolling through qualifying for GP. Obviously on the Honda, rolling that MM93 action.
Yeah, I see 93 on the back of that helmet. I don't want to say I hope you lose, but I might hope you. There we go.
Yeah, there he goes. Now he pulls an MM93. Nah, I don't give hate in the race. I understand. If that bike is your style, then go for it. There are. There absolutely are. I mean, as you've noticed on the PS4 side, we get both Voss and Oba always running the Suzukis just for the handling. And let's see here.
They're a pretty well-rounded bike, is my understanding.
Do what?
The Suzukis are pretty well-rounded.
Yeah, they generally are. Yeah.
I mean, no counts out the motor.
Clearly, which means they can't do Mach 10, and that's unfortunate.
That's why Brandon turned the fast.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Is that how he does it?
Oh!
Oh, man. Bear wiping it out. Man, he's just having a hard time hooking it up with a good lap today. Hopefully he can change that during this race, but I have no idea if he'll be able to put it all together. All right, Voss managing to put down a 132.1 to put him up front. He is absolutely booking. Ooh, watch out there. Albert having another wreck, unfortunately. We'll see if he can put it together. We have 7 minutes remaining in qualifying. Definitely Voss looking like he's got solid control of this one. Oh, Nick J goes down again, unfortunately, too. But still plenty of time remaining in qualifying. Hopefully those guys can put together a good lap.
I don't know, man. His rear set might have ripped off.
Might have had chain issues. We'll see. As Voss just continues to show everybody how it's done.
Now Jay had chain
Oh, man. That's rough. You notice he's going really fast on a Ducati. I'm not saying anything, but I'm saying something. Clearly not satisfied with that lap, he goes ahead and resets for a flying lap. We'll see what he can do with it. Let's take a look over at Kegel, see what he's managing to do with this one. Setting personal best and currently sitting right behind Voss on the track. Yep, clearly starting from the flying lap. We'll see if he can put together a lap that he likes. Yeah, definitely flying through it. Ooh, Voss going down again.
Probably doing backspin versus running up on the next person.
Yep.
Pretty quick, and that'll hurt a qualifying lap.
Yep, that it will. Meanwhile, Kegel continues his lap. He's got a gap of 0.8 seconds over first place on that first section. So we'll see what he can do with it. Hopefully he can turn himself down a good lap. He's obviously not having bad laps today, just everybody having trouble putting together consistency. I had the feeling even our Xbox guys didn't really practice as hard this week as they did previously.
Ooh, crosses the county lines there.
Yep. But that is not going to be an invalid lap, so he can hang in there and keep rolling. Yep. Oh, that is going to be out. Yep. Oh my, doesn't invalidate. Definitely gonna slow him down some. Yep. Getting personal best through every section he's been through thus far. Hopefully this will give him a lap on the board that's at least decent, gives him a better place in that current 9th.
Real tight.
Yep, very nice through 13 and 14. We'll see what he can do. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Yep, there we are, 134.9, not bad.
But he already has it in balance.
I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure what it caught.
I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, I don't know what it did there. Sometimes I wonder what this computer is doing.
I think sometimes it wonders.
Yeah, it's not quite sure either. How do I race direct? Said the computer. Yeah, let's get at that. Let's feed it some makers and send it on its way. Yeah. As Kago goes ahead and sets a personal best for first section.
Oprah's handing out these crash cards.
That she is. Voss still sitting up at first with a 132.1, about to finish another lap here. Let's see how it looks like he's going to go here. A 131.7. So he manages to take another 0.4 seconds off of the time. Man, that's going to be hard to catch.
He's got some traffic. No, he's not.
Yeah.
He tosses it.
His traffic abandons the track. Meanwhile, Bear, look at this. Sitting in third currently.
That's the best result he's had today.
Yep. He might have to reset to his flying lap. We'll see what he's going to do here. But that's not bad. That puts him on the front row. Hey, he may be one of these ones kind of like Hines where he's got to have that faster bike before his rhythm feels right. It's all about what rhythm you feel. As he teleports into another person and, yep, throws another flying lap down to avoid being on top of somebody else. Not a bad strategy at all. Yeah, I wish I could do that in real life. He does have two people sitting in front of him, but the fact that there's only 2 minutes remaining in qualifying means resetting for another flying lap may not be feasible. He's probably better off pushing the full lap and getting another one afterwards. Let's see what he can do there. That is super wide, and it's really hard to set up for the chicanes. We'll see what he can do. Yeah, we'll see what he can do. That was a rough start. His first section, it is a personal best. And we'll see what he can do with it. It's showing 0.8 seconds off of first. So. Yep. Well, it's like I've told you, that first set of chicanes is a surprise even once you know the track. There's just moments of you don't think about the fact that chicanes are coming next after you go through that sweeper. Wow! As Semcrow flies off the track in turn 8. Yeah, that is a bit of an oopsie. Voss still sitting in first with his 131.7. And we have a minute and a half remaining in qualifying for him on what I'm seeing there. Of course, his connection is behind everybody else's. Because on Bear's screen, we're seeing only a minute left. Bear restarting his flying. I think he's decided that lap did not impress him enough.
A lot of traffic.
What a bad place to be. We'll see if he can do anything with this. That was bad luck, though, to wind up in a pack on a reset. Look at this mess. Yep, we'll see if he can do it, because he hasn't started his lap yet. He may want to just rubber band it, let himself fall back a little bit and hit the throttle. Looks like he's done that. Alright, we'll see what he can do with that lap that he's reset. Yep. And I think Voss is going to hang on to that 131.7 Nates from what I can see from looking at Voss's feed is sitting actually in third. That's good to see. Glad to see him be up there, maybe on the front row, but we'll see what happens here with everybody else that's fighting for a decent lap. Nates drops, so third may be the best he can do, unfortunately. Ooh, Bear pushed off by the traffic. Man, everybody's still pushing hard for a lap, though.
Press, and
Yeah, I think he knows that one's out. Yep, that one's rough. Maybe he's trying to create some distance. Okay. Oh, he reset again. I don't think it'll give him another lap. Yeah, he's showing the autopilot. I don't think it's going to work.
I think he called it after taking.
Yep, I think he did. I can't exactly blame him. There's not much you can do from that point. Cagle actually holds second. Not bad, and I believe we'll have Nates behind him. So it looks like your front row is going to be Voss, Cagle, and Nates. Yep, I think it's just autopiloting him to the finish line. Yep, we have Key is still back there running. Yep, he is. There it is, a 137.8. Unfortunately, that is not going to be good enough to take him any higher than the 8th position that he's at right now. Better than 9th. Better than a sharp stick in the eye. Yep. All right, so there's your front row. Voss, Cagle, and Nates sitting on your front row. Bear sitting 4th, which was a good result to see come out of him. Jay sitting in 5th. Oh, he's just off that front row. Man, if he could just be consistent. And Richard sitting in 6th. Dean 7th. Hemi 8th. Sam Crow in 9th. Through Ignorance 10th. And 11th. LAX. We've seen occasionally here and there. And there we go, folks. That is your field. Coming into MotoGP for your race on Xbox. All right, folks, here we go. Your last race of the evening. This is going to be MotoGP for your Xbox guys on Le Mans. Looking at it from Bear's perspective on the second row, and here we go. We are off. Look at your front row take off. Man, I think Cagle is out in first. Is that what we're seeing there? He is taken off. Oh, my. Oh, wow. Napes. It was that Cagle. Maybe Jay has managed to push up into second. No, third. Richard went down as well. Look at that fight for the front that just wound up turning into an absolute shit show once they hit the first. Oh my God. The carnage on this first lap. Man, and Bear manages to hold it together and push himself up into third. Pushing up on Nick J, sitting in second, and I think that might be Cagle out in first, I believe. I think that's who we're looking at. Yes, it is. Man, oh man, look at this. This was a turn of events that was interesting, and there is a big fight now trying to catch back up to the front of the pack. Nate's already fighting his way back up into ninth, but he's definitely back and forth with everybody that's in 10th. Yep, Hemi and Nate's. Hemi, Rex, and off goes Nate's. Oh no, Bear loses it on the second set of, oh man, the second chicanes, and Bear just falls back and gets eaten alive by the pack because it was just close following him. Meanwhile, Voss looking at Richards out in front of him. Sam Crow just in front of Richards. We'll see what happens from there. Man, oh man, this has been a race just full of churn immediately. Taking a look, we've actually got Key sitting up in... Oh! He was in third just in time to watch Voss throw him off of the track. Man, oh man, and Bear pushes his way back up into fifth. Cagle, meanwhile, sitting out in first and going ahead and just seeing if he can stretch out his lead, putting a little over a second and a half over what's behind him. Man, oh man. Oh, Nick J goes down again. Oh, wow.
Last quarter, that was the ass pack of the night.
It was. That was the most brutal wreck that we've seen of the evening. Oh, wow. And Richard manages to push into second. We're looking right now from Key's view in third. Ooh, Key with opposition sitting. Oh no, loses the tail. Right past him, Mapes, and I didn't see who else it was. Nick J manages to slide past him as well on the outside. J barely holding it in as we come into 7.
All crashing.
It is. I think this is. No, I'm sorry. This is 9 and 10. There goes Key down again, unfortunately. We'll see what else we've got going on here. Voss is actually back in third right now. A bit of a surprise with the early showings we had from everybody. You can't even see second from his current position. He has really got it all to do. There it is. Now he's seeing second place. It's going to be a hell of a time catching that, though. That's Richard sitting up in second. Look at this. Richard's hard work this season starting to pay off. He might get his second podium of the night. He already had third in Moto 2. If he can hold it together, he can get second and maybe first in GP. Not doing bad at all. Look at this. Oh!
Lost it. Don't know who it was.
I didn't catch the wreck notification, but my God, Voss nearly pushed off.
He throws it.
Yep. Look at this. Voss with a 134. Solid lap time. He is angry trying to catch up to second. Look at him push up, catching up to Richard. He is not going to be nice to him, I'll tell you that much.
The game has stopped giving wreck notifications. It's overwhelmed.
It's sitting 1.3 seconds behind Richard. Wow, yes, it is a constant stream of carnage and fighting for placing. Look at this. Ooh, it looked like Richard went really wide, but that may have been the prediction. Oh, but there it still continued to be a bit wide. Voss with a solid exit as they come in. I believe this is 8. Yep, swinging around 8. Very solid work by Richard. Voss not losing any time to him, but both of them very, very solid with their riding. Cagle continuing to maintain his lead out in first, just flying out ahead of the pack.
Good turns by Voss.
Yep.
A lot of turns.
Voss very solid. Oh, look at this. Look at this coming into. Oh, wow. Yep, coming into the sweepers. Yep, leaving 12, looking very solid all over Richard. 13, Richard goes wide. Voss looking for it, and in 14, oh my God! Richard just a slightly better drive out, but this is a solid fight for second place. Richard not letting go of it, but Voss saying, I am here and you are not getting away from... Look at how hot he is into turn 1. He's going to have to be all over the brakes to make the chicanes. 2 and 3, look at that. Slips up under Richard and manages to get the pass. Now we'll see if he can hang on to it. Maybe he can, maybe he can't. Look at that through 6, the big hairpin, the first hairpin of the race, and yep, it looks like he might have it pretty solid. He is starting to stretch it out over Richard. Coming into 7, this is where you see people go wide, but look at this. Voss is going to stick a decent line, a little bit wide, but just so he can have a good exit. That wasn't bad at all.
Second place secure. Richard had that
Yep.
little crash.
Yep. He has got it solid now. My, look at Voss. Show us how it's done. He worked his way up from way back in the pack.
He's got that good punch.
Yeah, he does. He has that artificial intelligence enforced body position. We'll see if it helps him. Meanwhile, Kegel's still sitting at the front of the pack and hasn't made any mistakes whatsoever. This is a great performance out of Kegel. This is the kind of shit I've always thought he was capable of, but it's always been about consistency, and today he seems to have it. We'll see if he can get it for GP.
Is he related to Kynes?
I don't think so, but it's sure looking like it with how he's riding right now. My God. He is positively flying around the track. Yep, Napes unfortunately has another off, which is going to leave him back further in the pack, unfortunately. Bear sitting back in 6th. We'll see if he can get further up in there. Not quite sure. Oh my gosh, it was Nick J lost it in front of him, and Bear was there to take advantage. Damn, Jay always having good laps, but just never quite able to be consistent. It's always about that consistency. Hemi drops again as well.
Jay's racing not like Harvey.
It's that same thing where they got great lap times, but they just can't quite keep the consistency going. It's unfortunate. Dean goes down again. Oh my! Yeah, we lost Bear's stream there for a second. Looks like it decided to come back. I'll go ahead and hang on to that. We'll see if he can do anything. He's still sitting back in 5th. He's getting caught up by 6th, unfortunately. He's going to need to push the pace a little more. But he has sight of 4th at this point. That's the funny thing about this track. You get good sight lines through a lot of it. As he heads through 12. Oh, he should have given a little more gas. He was a little too far inside. Napes setting down a 133.2. My God. That is really fast. Yeah. Napes is definitely flying. I don't know if he'll be able to catch up to the rest of the pack, but I got to give him credit. He at least knows the track and knows what he's doing. Bear looking kind of, yep, he's taking that same line where he goes too wide around turn 1, and sure enough, it's cost him. I believe that's Nick J all over his ass. I think he might wind up losing his current position. Meanwhile, Richard's still sitting in 4th. Not sure how we're looking out front. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if we can get a good look at it real quick. Kegel, look at him, still maintaining that first place position, looking great. He really is. He is positively flying for this one. I don't think we've seen him do this in GP yet, but I know this is what he was capable of, so it's not a surprise. And it's pretty impressive to see. A little wide there through the second set. Yeah, he can. He's got only 0.2 seconds of penalties right now on this lap. That won't hurt him too much. He's going to be just fine with how far he's ahead. Look at this. Yeah.
Crash from 4th place.
Yep. Looks like we may have 1st, 2nd, and 3rd solidified here as we're just about to head into our final lap. Kegel pushing out.
Problem Kegel's going to run into
Yep. He probably underestimated how soft he could run, but then again, he's winning the race, so he knows something we don't.
He's just not going to push.
Yep. But at the same time, I mean, he's got half of that front tire left. He's definitely, I don't think he chose wrong for the hardness of the tire with how much he's burned of it. He probably could have got a bit softer on that front.
If I had to guess, I would say that he's just playing on the brakes.
Yep, and maybe a bit too conservative on his tire choices, but nevertheless winning the race. So what he's done is working. Can't criticize him too much. Yep. Look at that. Is it a 44-second gap? You gotta be kidding me. No, it's not that much.
10 seconds.
Yep, 10-second gap. There we are. He's looking solid. He has got control of this. It's looking very unlikely second will catch him. It's Voss. Voss is running consistent, but Kegel is just running incredibly consistent tonight. Jay goes down again. Kegel looking a minute and 8 through his current run on the track, and he is almost done with his lap, coming into 13-14. Look at this, a nice line out and around. And that is going to be Kegel's first place in GP. Very nicely done.
Well done.
Very well done. Looking at Voss here, coming in second. looking no worse than Cagle. It was a couple of solid riders. It was just Voss's early getting caught up in traffic. It just wound up costing him the opportunity. Alrighty. So here's your standings for the evening. Cagle sitting in first. Voss sitting in second. Names takes third for GP, which is, I think, the first time we've seen him podium in GP. Good to see, though. I know. They were very close. Like, the lap time gap was not bad at all. It was just down to mistakes. This Xbox field is people that are really close in lap time. They just need to get consistency throughout the field. Not a bad race at all. Yep, that's what it was. It's all about mistakes and crashes. That's what's costing people. Because outside of that, everybody is able to run a solid lap time from the entire field they can see. So hopefully they'll keep practicing. We'll get better and better races out of these guys. They're doing a great job this season. So there you go, folks. That is all of your racing for the evening. That finishes up your.
I don't want to see it.
That finishes up your Xbox and your PS4. I hope everybody enjoyed it. We'll make sure to edit things a bit on YouTube. You'll see a shorter version of the race if you don't want to deal with all the BS and all the time that it took with the waits in between. We apologize for getting a late start this evening. Schedules next week is going to be a little different. Keep an eye open for what those are. And I will catch you folks later. Thanks for watching.